Hey everybody, we're a little early. Specifically, Drez, we're talking to you and tell us. We tried some new stuff with audio, and so go ahead and tell us if we sound bad or good
Also,
or acceptable.
it doesn't appear to be going on. Oh, now it's going. All right. Now on the YouTubes, but it's
Oh,
going.
Dresden likes it. Dres just says good for
Uh-huh.
me. Okay,
All
good.
right.
Hi, Alexis. We're a little early.
Oh,
Specifically,
I gotta mute
uh-oh.
that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Jeez.
That's me. Hearing myself come through another device through like layers like that, like all tinny and stuff. Because I know everyone hates the way their voice sounds on any recording, but I'm used to it because like I was a musician and I recorded media for most of my life and so I know what my voice sounds and I've gotten used to it and I don't hate it, but like still every now and then you get surprised by it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Adam bought an air conditioning unit,
Oh, I bet you're loving that.
and it's enough to do the whole downstairs, and like the front room is super cool. But the minute you come upstairs, you can feel that. So usually we split all the bills, and I'm like, well, if you bought one for ups downstairs, and it's good to go. I bought one for upstairs here in my office. So right now I've got a fan going on me, as you can probably tell by my hair. But it's kind of steamy. Detroit has been hotter than I thought it would be, and I'm not happy about it. Should have kept going. Should have just gone up to the Yukon
It's not,
territory.
it's everywhere's hot. And you act like you don't remember how fucking hot Milwaukee was in August at this time. Like it's
Yeah,
like this is
I
what it's like there.
know.
But
I
don't worry, it'll get shitty ass cold forever
I
real
don't
soon.
care about that. I love cold. I'm ready for the cold.
Fucking hate cold weather.
Oh,
I hate bad weather so much. And like I like Detroit. I loved the city. I had such a good time staying with you and Adam and I had so much fun. I fucking hated the weather in that place. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand how flat it was. There wasn't a hill. Like there's not a hill. It's
who
just
cares?
like there's not well because it's like
What are you gonna
there's
do with a
it's
hill?
look at it.
What do you
Feel it.
have the higher
You
ground?
observe exactly. You got strategic advantage.
We got like 8 million gallons of lakes around us. So
I
you make
read
trade.
the Art of War by Sun Tzu,
Yeah.
and
How are we
he,
gonna
he
defend this
said,
place with no hills?
don't ever move to fucking Detroit. It's flat in the weather. So.
That's the art of the war. The art of the war, as my parents used to say. The art of the war. Uh, I'm heading to Tampa next week. Heading to Tampa
You
Thursday,
are
got
going to Tampa
Saturday.
next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so pray for me. Hopefully, I don't have any issues at the airport on the way home.
I
Uh,
didn't have any fucking issues anywhere. And then that's a
but you
federal
weren't going
thing.
to Florida. You
That's
weren't
the
going to Florida.
TSA. It's not a state thing. It's a federal thing. And but it is people from Florida.
It's people
Like yeah,
from Florida.
yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I mean, Michigan's cool though, but I went to fucking Salt Lake and I had my layover in Salt Lake and there's no
No,
problems there.
those guys are they're cowards.
Yeah, I
Florida,
also didn't go
they're
through
all
security in Salt Lake, but I
yeah.
did go
See,
through security in Detroit. And so when I went through security in LA, they didn't do shit for like because they have the machines that you stand and they scan you. And
yeah.
like if they have a thing in them where they look at you and then they have to choose your gender and if you do and if they choose female for you and it'll scan your junk and they see it and it shows up on the screen and they have to pat you down and it
Well,
fucking
no,
sucks.
not
They
necessarily. Like
didn't
they just use your driver's like with my because I asked about that the first time I flew after I
yeah.
transitioned, and they were just like, "Yeah, your driver's license said female," so we did that, and it was like nothing showed up, and I'm like, "You damn right, nothing showed up."
Well, it showed up for me in on the way back in
Yeah,
Detroit. I had to get pat down, but she was a really nice lady. It was like this cool black lady, and she was just like, "Honey, I gotta do this." I'm like, "Yeah, I know what this is." She's like, "Okay, yeah, cool."
you're like, I know,
She's like,
have
"I'm
at it.
sorry, but I gotta do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. You didn't make these stupid ass rules. Fucking some asshole. Fucking. I'm gonna just adjust this camera. It's killing me. I need it
Yeah.
there. It's bothering me. It was just like not exactly where I was. I had to change my whole setup. Oh, see, still. See, that's because we haven't officially started yet, so I get to do this stuff.
That.
These
All
are
right.
the bonus moments for everyone.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
also
start for 4 minutes.
I had my second electrolysis in Detroit yesterday. And
Yeah.
when I
I
got
thought you
there,
just told me that it got canceled.
the
You
laser
didn't.
got canceled. So we
Oh,
were gonna do like 15 minutes of laser and they couldn't do it yesterday. So I get there and she's like, I actually don't have anything after you if you want. And we did like a 2 hour session. And usually like you do it and it's like super smooth that day, but the next day it starts growing back. Like this is the best I've ever felt about
I want to
anything.
get that done so bad. I fucking miss it. Like
Yeah.
I can't. I have to figure that shit out because, like I told you, like here it's like in California, like it's covered by insurance. Like
Yeah.
medical insurance covers it, and I have like really good fucking state insurance, essentially Medicare for all, like universal health care, which is what you're supposed. This is what it should just be anyway. But I filled out the right forms and I have that here in California at least for another year. And that's covered by it and it should be like fully 100% covered where I should just be able to go into a clinic, get it done, no charge, no deductible, no
Yeah, yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Problem is like legally that's the case and the insurance company does have to cover it and they do, but none of the places that do
Just
that
take it.
take insurance. And so it's like, oh, so it's like, and it's fucking Beverly Hills, so it's fucking expensive as fuck. Check out this coffee mug that you can
Oh
get on
wow.
the Transverse shop
Wow.
dot etsy dot the transverse.etsy.com, whatever it is. Like you can get it there, do it.
I'm drinking lemonade out of a an old pickle jar, which
That's
if
fucking
you've stayed
great.
with me, you know most of my drinking utensils are just old pickle jars that I'm pouring water into.
You know, though, but I wouldn't say most. I would say just the right amount, actually, because it was nice to have that big ass fucking thing to drink water
Yeah,
out of
heck
because you
yeah.
need it. Because I drank so much water there too.
Because it's
I
so
s-
fucking
it
hot.
was so fucking hot. I honestly think, despite the fact that I didn't exercise as much as I do here,
Yeah,
and we ate like I didn't even try to have a pretense at sticking to a diet.
yeah.
Like despite that, I still think I lost weight because of
It's
how much
fine.
was sweating the whole
I'm
time.
doing
Like it was
nothing
just
but
like
putting on weight here.
constantly, yeah. And I'm back in California. It's all comfortable. Like when I was wearing this outfit in Detroit, I was just like dying, and like my face was just like you couldn't see it. Like I look like this because I'm a professional. I'm cheery and chipper. But
Oh,
like inside, I felt like this. It was like,
yeah.
uh, uh, and now I'm back in California. It's just super
Oh,
comfortable.
I am I am just wearing this tank top.
That's it.
That's it.
Nothing. That's
And
it.
if
Like
if I
fucking
could
Donald Duck.
if I could if I could be on stage if I could be on this show without this tank top on, I wouldn't have the tank top on either, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I'm Donald ducking it.
This Donald fucking Duck in it. That's fucking fuck ass wild. Like Harvey, it was like some shitty comedian. Who's the comedian that did like his place or whatever it was? Harvey something. You know who I'm talking about?
I
He
mean, it was
shaved his head
Bobby's
later.
World. Yeah,
Bobby's
that
World.
was that's Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel, that's what I was talking about. Like, I was never a big Howie Mandel fan. He's not very good, but like, he did tell one good joke once. And I remember he was giving some speech at some award ceremony. I don't even know if this is a good
You got so
joke.
many good details here.
Yeah, but he was like giving a speech at some award ceremony. It was like, ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel. And of course, everyone's clapping. He walks up to the stage. It's like, hey, wow, if I'd have known there was going to be a podium, I wouldn't have worn pants. And it's like, great job, Howie.
Great job,
But
Howie.
that's like what you are now. Like you're living it.
I mean,
You are not wearing pants.
yeah, that's cool. What do I need pants for?
No, I know. I get it. It's great. I'm all for it. I'm just saying it. Are we official? We're
I
official.
mean,
We're This
we've
is
been
the
going for a
show.
minute. We've been
This
going
is
for a
the
minute.
show. 1 minute, one whole minute's gone by. This is the show, everybody. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. Welcome to Being Trans with Amanda. I am Amanda Bonanza, and that is Lecture, and we're here to do it. Today we have, as always, Transition Tuesday. We're going to do at least one question. Also, Lilith, how many do you have in your bank, your
I,
question bank?
I have one.
She's got one. So we've got at least one question. However, last week when we did this, we got asked a question from someone in the chat, and we just did that one instead. So
And we
if
can throw that
any
one
of
in the
you
we can throw the one I
watching,
brought in the garbage.
we will
And if
get
you
it.
got something
We'll
on the front
put it on
table of the
pause.
line,
We're not gonna throw
do
the
it.
garbage.
Yeah.
We're just gonna put it back in its file folder and like save it for later. And
Nah, it's going in the garbage.
go to the garbage. Well, here's the
Yeah.
other thing I was gonna say is because we're not doing the show next week because you're gonna be in Tampa.
Yeah.
And where are you gonna be exactly?
I'm going to be at the Countdown Improv Festival. It's a festival that features improv groups of less than 3 people. I have a solo show that I'll be doing. It's in Ybor City at the Hillside Community College, the Hillsdale. I've gone 8 straight years, and I just know where the building is because I've been there
You're
so
just
much.
like it's
There's
like
like a
you give
college.
girl
Yeah.
directions. You're like take a left at the big tree.
If I step out of the hotel that they paid for me and take a right, it's 2 blocks that way. Come see it. It's great. It's one of the best improv festivals. I know improv festivals are sometimes hit or miss, but it really is a great. And it sucks because like 7 years ago when they started, like I taught the year I was there, and I was kind of like a big deal. And now it's getting big, and like all these people from Chicago come, and they're just like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "I'm the OG bitch. What are you talking about? Like, I've been here since day one, you know?"
Yeah, you do
But
kind
no,
of
I'm
own
just
that
kidding. It's a lot of
festival
fun.
now.
It's a lot of fun. It's like for me, it's like a family reunion, seeing all my friends. And last year I took my estrogen shot on stage, and I actually went topless for part of the show, and it was fabulous.
That's book wow.
But now they've moved me. So it
That's
used to
like
be,
it's like take this people that gave shit to Jim Morrison.
yeah, like
I think I even mentioned Jim Morrison
the
last
last
time.
2 years, like I was on the main stage for the last show of the festival. And then last year I took my shirt off and threw it in the audience and had just boobs out for a bit. And now they've moved me still the last show of a
And they
certain
move you to
thing,
the kids
not on the
show.
main stage. Yeah, they're just like, you know what, we're gonna close a little stronger than just you and your tits. And I'm like, they're great
I don't
tits. I know what
know.
you're
Tits
talking
are a
about.
pretty
They're pretty
strong
good.
close, honestly.
Pretty hard to top these tits.
Everyone loves a nice rack. Like everyone on earth.
Yeah. So
No
hey
matter
everyone.
your sexual persuasion, I swear to God, everyone loves tits. It's just
Yeah.
universal. I think
Everyone,
I said that out loud.
can
Am
we
I
just
allowed to
let's just
say
move
that?
forward? Like you keep cutting me off, and I'm gonna say like, hey, I'm on the YouTubes. I got the YouTubes on my second screen. If you're on YouTubes, hi. There's one. It's I'm gonna get this name wrong. I always get like where the long and the short vowel is. Is it Gata or Gata? Is in YouTube. We got a few people
I
watching on the
don't have
YouTube.
that. Maybe I have to fix my YouTube because
You
I
might
don't
have
see
to. Well,
anything.
I'm on the YouTube, so you just be on the
It
Twitch,
was
and
on the
we'll
YouTubes.
cover it. We'll
I gotta
just get it
get back
covered.
here. Oh no, you're not supposed to see that stuff. Fine, you're
And
gonna see it.
and so yeah, if you got
Just for a
questions, put it in
second.
there. I'll do it. And why don't we just go back? Why don't you just go back to telling everyone what we got today?
Well, I will in a second once I figure out this YouTube
Oh,
business because now I'm
YouTube.
upset about it. I'm sad about it.
Remember when I said I couldn't get on Twitch because it was like we're sending you an SMS code and it never came? I just got like 6 SMS codes in 1 minute, like 20 minutes after I was trying to log into
Oh, that's
Twitch.
nice of
Good
them.
job, good job, Twitch. Never mind. I'm not going to
Idea.
do
I
it.
was in the wrong thing or something in YouTube.
Unbelievable.
Also, I want to apologize.
You should.
Well, I want to apologize to all the people in the chat because, like, when I was editing the shows this week, I noticed how much I was just like not doing the show and like staring at the chat while I was talking. And I didn't like it, so I'm not going to do that as much, which means I'm not going to be participating in the
Yeah,
chat as
here's
much.
the thing. People in the chat, you get what you get from us. We're doing a live show. We'll try. You like clap, like just like type, put the clap emoji in there. So, I really, last week we had a lot of conversations going on. If you're in the chat and you're having a conversation with other people, that's great. We'll check it if we can. But man, we're live. We're doing this
Yeah, we're
live.
live, and we don't have
Live.
Emily in there to moderate the chat today, so it's just Lilith and me flying solo.
We
So
have
like
no professionals here
you're gonna
today.
get a great show, but you're gonna kind of get what you get. It's like the deal, but that's like the kind of deal with us every week anyway.
All right. So aside from this question, what do we got today?
Okay, there's the other thing. I want to just reiterate this because I feel like we got a little
Oh
stuff.
my
If you've
God.
got a question for Transition Tuesday, think of it,
I
give it
heard
to
it.
us in the chat.
I
Yeah.
heard that.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I do want to talk about a thing because, okay, so we've been doing this show for a minute now, and I think it's no big secret that I am a fan of the podcast My Brother and Me. It's like I talk about it. I listen to that frequently. I think it's a great podcast. I listen to it. And one of the things that they do, because they're on a podcast network. I think the network is called Maximum Fun. And like you listen to their podcast, and then they get to the middle and they do like an ad thing, and they call theirs the money zone, and they go to the money zone and they talk about they read their sponsored ad copy, which we
Yeah.
don't have any of just yet, so we're not going to do that. But what happens after that, and they joke it up real good, like, and then what happens after that is then the ad company, the Maximum Fun, the network runs like a bumper, usually of like two other podcasts that are on their network, and you hear it.
Mhm.
And so I hear the bumpers, and so I was thinking maybe we could do something like that. We need a bumper. Can we? Do you want to make a bumper, Lilith?
I mean, we're doing this live. I'm not sure.
That's what I mean. So like, so I'm bringing you this idea
This is
because
like
like we need a
everyone
bumper,
watching
and
wanted to see us have this conversation.
well, because there's more to it. Because like, so like,
Okay.
what I was getting at is like, so when I'm listening to these bumpers, and because I'm trying to find the balance here, because I don't want to throw shade, because I love the network and I love that place, and like they're great. When I hear those bumpers, I'm not like super excited. Usually they'll come in and they'll do like a bit. They'll be like, "Hey, we're in our case, it'll be, hey, we're Lilith and Amanda from Being
Lilith
Has
and
Lilith
Amanda.
Amanda, and we do our show, and you should watch it. And here's a sound effect, and like, and then like they'll have some stuff, and it's like it's this thing. And if I'm being perfectly honest, most of the bumpers, like they sound forced and they sound
Okay,
contrived, and
so if
they
you don't
aren't
like
my
these
favorite.
bumpers, why are you seeing if we want to do one?
Because I want to do ours our own way, and so I'm getting at I'm getting at is like, oh, this could just be the bumper, just me rambling on like nonsense.
I mean, that's just the show, honestly.
It really is. I mean, the magic of it gets it such as nice into a nice neat little package.
Yeah, if you watch it live, it's just me sitting here patiently waiting.
That's a lot of what the recorded shows are too, to be
It's
honest.
like, okay.
What I was getting at is,
Uh-huh.
I think you and I, since you specifically
Yeah,
are professional improv artist. You mean you're being showcased in Tampa next week.
I am,
You're
yeah.
the real deal.
I am.
I'm try to keep up. I know I'm not. I don't have the skills and the background that you have, but I fancy. I've been doing this with you for like 2 years now, and maybe more even. And I feel like I can hold my own just a little bit. So what I'm getting at is Lilith. Let's do a bumper right now. Go.
Hey, I'm Lilith from Being Trans with Lilith and Amanda, and you should really listen to our show. And you have two opportunities every week. On every Tuesday, you can listen to Transition Tuesday, and on every Thursday, you can watch one of our special shows. This week, it'll be Culinary Delights. You can also watch live every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the real time zone, or noon if you live on the West Coast.
Everything she said was true. It's all really true. I'm Amanda. Hi. Okay, that was great. That
That
was
was good.
great.
That
That
was
was a
really
real
good.
good
That was really
keeper.
good.
Now
Yeah.
I want you to do that again, but give me Bob Euchre. You got a Bob Euchre.
I don't know if I got a Bob Euchre.
You got a Bob Euchre in you? Okay, if you don't got Bob Euchre.
I could just do an announcer person.
Yeah, give me
All
give
right,
me,
all right,
but you okay, we're no, wait.
all
But
right.
before you go,
Yeah.
yes, announcer, but I mean, when we say announcer, we do mean Bob
I
Euchre,
mean, he's
right?
the
Like,
only
I mean,
announcer. Yeah, yeah.
that's who
No one,
to
no one watching this
the
knows what you're
announcer.
talking
Yeah,
about. But
everyone knows who Bob Euchre.
oh yeah, they all remember him from his sitcom,
Mr.
Mr.
Belvedere.
Belvedere,
He was the
from
guy.
40 years ago.
I still remember every word from that theme. I the whole one.
Streaks on the China, never mattered before. Who
Who
cares? Yeah.
cares?
As a girl kicked it. Oh
You
my
know,
God.
I know, but okay, good. But that reminds me of another thing. So, like now, they've got all the things like when you stream television. And
Yeah.
like you're watching on your Netflix and you binge watch, and they've got everything has like the feature now where it's like skip intro, where you can skip the
Yeah.
theme for like the shows like like Game of Thrones, which is their
Yeah.
theme is 2 hours long, and like you have that option and everyone uses it because no one wants to watch the same theme over and
No
over. But
one wants
here's
to have the theme song to Mr. Belvedere burned into their brain.
they did, but that's the thing is we didn't have that feature back in those days. We had just we got what we got from the television, and that's when it came on. And because of that, that theme got burned in my brain. And so what I'm saying is, as much as I really truly appreciate like the skip intro feature, which I use every time, I love it. Fantastic feature, great, keep it up, great app feature, superb widget. Like, but because if that was there when we were young, then there would be no one alive today
Yeah,
that would know that Mr. Belvedere drop kicked his
that'd be
jacket when he
great.
came through the door.
Mr. Belvedere didn't drop kick his jacket. Bob
That's who
Euchre.
dropped Bob Euchre
No,
drop kicked his jacket.
yes, Mr. Belvedere's the butler. He wouldn't drop kick his jacket.
I didn't know. I never understood that. Like it's like a drop kick
Yeah.
crazy wrestling move. Like what
No,
was he talking about?
he's like coming in and like taking care of all this weird stuff that's going on.
Mr. Belvedere showed up out of nowhere to a random suburban home in Pennsylvania, in like suburban Pennsylvania, and an English butler man just showed up one day wearing a bowler hat and like came in, and then he just did a like Hulk Hogan sumo wrestler move and just drop kicked
No,
his
a drop
jacket.
kick
He
is just
walked
like
through the door and drop kicked his
dropping the
jacket.
jacket and kicking it, not like drop kicking like a
No,
wrestling.
he dropped this. He was a
He
drop
got
kick
both feet
though.
in the air and drop kick. Get out of here.
He
So
did. He like
here's just
he
so you
gave
know how
a
this.
grand off the
Hold on,
ropes elbow
just so
smash
you
to
know
like
how
Bob
this works.
Baker's jacket.
Just so you know how this works. Have you ever been to your grandparents' house and you turn off the TV, but the Fox News logo is burned into the screen because it's on 24/7? That's what's happened to people's brains in the 80s with the Mr. Belvedere theme song. Like we'd have to have our brains taken out and professionally cleaned to get that out of there. Honestly, you know what? It might be, in 5 years, it might be my only link to saner times. Like you'll find me sitting in the
We
corner.
don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
you sit
Everything's
me in the corner of
fucking
the
bananas.
re-education camp singing Mr. Belvedere theme song. You
It's,
never know.
it's it's what you're gonna have to sing
It's
to
gonna
like
have
distract yourself from the torture.
everything else going on. Um,
Yeah.
why are we
But
talking
I
about
think
Mr.
that's a great
Belvedere?
bumper though. I think we're
Why are
doing
you talking
great.
about Mr. Belvedere?
But I'm a really good improv artist.
Okay. We usually try to like have a theme and stay on theme. It makes it easier
It's all
for
going
everyone.
in the bumper. It's gonna be the longest bumper
The
ever. It's
longest
gonna be
bumper
like
ever.
22 minutes.
Like, what do you like? You want me to do like a Bobby, like, hey, sports fans, Lilith and Amanda will be right back with more questions about being trans.
I mean, something like that, or like I like do like a bumper. How about like, oh, can you do it like a stand-up comedian from the '80s? Like if you're in the frick wall, do you want me to give you like an intro?
What's the deal with bumpers? You're doing the show. The people are watching the show. Why do we have to tell them to watch Lilith and Amanda? Lilith and Amanda are right there.
There you go. This, like, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen, thanks. Clap emoji. Thank you. That's our show. And if you like
that's our
that,
show.
everyone, there's plenty more of that every Tuesday and Thursday on Being Trans with Lilith and Amanda, except that show's not Saturday.
You're getting really quiet. I don't know what's up with your microphone. You're getting super quiet. Yeah.
I bet I'm yelling too hard, and I've got my like voice suppression on
Oh my
thing.
gosh. If this will get you to not yell, that's a win already.
Oh, no, I'm gonna change the voice suppression
No,
settings.
no. All right. Who remembers? Here's last bumper. Last bumper. Who
I was
remembers?
in the middle of my bumper, and like, and
Well, we couldn't hear you, so the bumper's no good. So
oh,
last
that's I
bumper.
know.
Last bumper. Who remembers? Who remembers Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I remember it existing, but I never even saw that movie.
So Sean
Yes,
Penn.
and
Yeah, nice. Sean Penn. Sean Penn is plays this stoner character named Spicoli. And at one point, the teacher says, Mr. Spicoli, why are you wasting my time? And Sean Penn goes, excuse me, if I'm here and you're here, isn't it our time? And so I think a good bumper would be like Spicoli saying, like, watch Lilith and Amanda on YouTube. Wait, hold on a second. If it's I'm here And you're here, isn't it? Our tube?
I merch at Transgender Show TV at transverse.etsy.com. Buy the merch.
Wow, you clearly have a marketing background.
I was trying nuts for the bumper.
Buy my pickle jar.
Well, Lilith, I gotta say, I think we nailed it. I think we just nailed it, knocked it right out of the park. We got the merch together. We got the bumpers. I think between all that stuff, between talking about Mr. Belvedere and talking about Bob Euchre, I think we're good. Is my voice less quiet and weird? Is it good?
We have absolutely everyone has left YouTube. There is no one
They're
watching.
gone. They're gone.
They're
No
gone.
one's
They were
there.
all just left. No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding. There are people watching YouTube.
oh.
Uh, no, your voice is fine now.
Oh, Dresden says that my audio dropped out, and is it still the case?
No, it's good now.
No, I just want to know because I don't know.
I mean, I just
You
told you.
hear it here on Zoom. You don't necessarily hear it in the stream, and so that's important. So I did change something, but it should be coming in. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's not there. Please let us know. Lilith, can you ask? Since if it's not, they can't hear me.
If you can't hear Amanda, just say so in one of the chats.
Dres says it drops out every 10 seconds or so. So
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just do the show solo today.
yeah. I think what I say is generally less important than what Lilith says. That's just kind of how it
I
works.
wasn't gonna say that, but I appreciate your confidence in me.
I'm also trying out a new microphone. I just tried, but like it's seeming like maybe that's not the best thing to do. So I mean, we're gonna find out one way or the other. We're gonna roll with it. This is the show. This is the show. So do you want to do? What do you want to do first? Do you want to do
Well, you
Who's
haven't
that
told anyone.
turkey?
You think you never told other people what
I
we're
didn't
doing
tell
today?
what we're gonna do today.
No, you
I thought
didn't
I
tell
said,
what we were
oh,
doing.
we're
You
gonna
got
do.
caught
Yeah,
up
that's the
on
other
Bob
thing is
Euchre and
who's that
Mr.
turkey?
Belvedere for some reason.
I just love Euchre so much.
Yes.
Don't we all? He's just he's just a great American hero.
One year, for the team photo when he was with the St. Louis Cardinals, they were sitting down. He was in the front row sitting down, and he was sitting next to Bob Gibson, who, if you're not a sports fan, you know Bob Gibson's like notoriously just like really great pitcher, but also like rough around the edges and like kind of mean, especially with opponents, like a tough competitor. And as a joke, uh, the two of them in the front are holding hands, and smiling for the team photo.
That's wonderful.
Anything that would piss off like straight laced conservatives in the 50s and
Oh
60s.
yeah, the
Like,
racists.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ah. Oh, they didn't even think about the race part. They were so mad about the gay part.
Well, it was both.
They were like, oh, these two were like,
you
wait
get
a
a
minute, what about
twofer
the black?
with, but like, yeah, this is Bob Gibson and Bob Euchre. So you get the racist thing and then also the gay thing. It's wonderful. It's perfect.
Everyone,
They should have kissed.
everyone who's like, oh, if I go back in time, I'd go and kill Hitler. It's like, if I go back in time, I'd go back with like and make all the racists from the 50s and 60s watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine and all the scenes with the gay sergeant and his husband and their dog, and just be like, there, this is what America turns into. Fuck you.
Take that. Eat
Yeah.
that.
Take that, you idiot.
You
Take that,
jerk.
grandpa.
You big jerk, man.
You big jerk.
Oh, Dres says you can't do the show without me. That's so sweet.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, she does do the show without me. Like when I go on break too long and she comes back and she just kind of hangs out, does it.
Sitting here talking.
Yeah, she just kills it.
I also do have my own one person show, so
It's true. You
not
do.
completely out of the realm of possibility.
I've noticed a thing, and this is like not jokes out of the room. You have like a weird light issue. Like when you back up, it gets real dark.
Oh, I think it's my lights behind me, but it's shifted down a little, so and now it fell. Now it fell.
Yeah, now it's way worse.
Now I can't stand up. I don't have any pants on.
Do you hang on? Hang on.
I got. We're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're
ladies
still
and gentlemen.
pantsless, but I don't care.
We have like we need the technical like little sound where it's like playing elevator music and it's like just a drunk cameraman.
Actually, what I need is I'll have a friend of mine draw a little picture of me with a sign that says technical difficulties, but it's holding it over
Over here, over your
and
pantsless
I'm
bottom.
clearly plantsless. Yeah.
Love that,
Yeah.
actually. I
Really
think
good.
we should absolutely do that.
All right.
Yes.
I'll see what I can do.
So which one do you want to do? You want to do a Who's That Turkey, or do you want to do a Transition Tuesday?
Let's do turkey first. Let's do the game show first.
Yeah, let's do a game show first. So we're gonna play Who's That Turkey. So let me punch up all the turkey business. I got some turkeys. All right, are you ready?
I'm never ready, but let's go.
In five,
Jesus
four,
Christ.
three, ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, welcome to Who's That Turkey, the game show where we talk about the turkeys and we discuss the turkeys and we guess at the turkeys. And Lilith guesses at the turkeys, and I'm Amanda. I tell her about the turkeys, and she guesses at the turkeys, and she's going to get the clues about the turkeys. And if she gets the clues right, she's going to get turkey points. Then she can use those turkey points and exchange them for a turkey from Whole Foods, a turkey call, or a turkey rifle if she gets enough turkey points by guessing at the turkeys. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, welcome to Who's That Turkey? Are you ready to play Who's That Turkey?
I love how that somehow magically counting from 5 to 1 allows you to just mentally be in a place where we just arrived.
That's what this whole thing is.
It's just you're just
It's the
like,
whole
welcome everyone's like
jam.
people have been these people have been here for 20 minutes now. Like they've
You
been
gotta do it because
I
that's how
don't.
to do the show.
I don't.
Well, I do because
Okay.
this is how I roll. I need to do the drama
Fair
thing.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. No, I'm not ready for these turkeys, but I'll
I'm a
do my
professional, like Henry
well,
Winkler.
yeah. You're a professional like so Ian McKellen.
Oh, God. Hey, which one is that? Is that Gandalf?
Yes.
Um, I can't think of a good Gandalf joke. I'm sorry. I was
That's
gonna
okay.
do it to Gandalf. I, That's too late now. And again, so the right way to do this joke is to now just be constantly thinking of the right thing to say as Gandalf, and then I'm going to surprise you with it way later. But I also ruined that joke, so we'll see. But I planted the seed, so it might make the joke really good if at some point during the show you might get a Gandalf.
Okay.
That's how I keep
Oh,
them here.
okay.
We had that problem with people not sticking around, so it's like, well, what if I promise them a
You
Gandalf?
promised them a
Maybe.
future joke. Like Dennis
Yeah,
Miller.
I'll
Come
write
back
that
on
joke.
Wednesday.
I'll
Come
have
back
a
on
joke by
Wednesday and you'll have
Wednesday.
that Gandalf joke for me.
All right, let's play Who's That Turkey. We're going to do turkeys. We've got 3 turkeys, as always, and a running for the turkeys. And I am going to give Lilith and you in the chats clues as to who the turkeys are, and you can guess at them. Keep your own score because I'm not going to be able to be keeping too much
Sure.
of an eye on the chat, but keep your own score and let us know how many turkey points you got in the end. The first clue is worth 3. If you get it on that, you get 3 points. The second clue is 2. You get that, you get it. You get 2 points, and the third clue is 1 point. 1 point gets you a turkey from Whole Foods, frozen turkey. 4 points gets you a turkey call, and you need all 10 points. You need to get all questions on the first try and guess the theme for the turkey
Make this
rifle.
sound so complicated.
It is
We're just
complicated. It's
guessing who
always
these assholes are. Also, I have to say, I apologize for bringing up Ian McKellen. I am not a fan of Gandalf. And it's because
okay. Well, you're
well,
just gonna say you were just telling me, and I
yeah,
asked
I'm
why.
telling you a story. It's just like I remember I was all excited when I started my transition and I got on HRT and he just straight up told me to my face that I shall not pass, and I have not talked to him since then.
Oh, that fuck that has legs. That was good.
Hopefully no trolls
That's
are
not,
watching. I just gave them ammo. That was good. That was good.
I know you really did. You just
I
made the
had
ultimate
I had the
anti-trans
line.
meme just there, just
I
it with.
had the line like 2 or 3 minutes ago, right after I said Ian McKellen, but I was trying to figure out how I was going to phrase it, and it just took me a little while to put it together.
Still working on that Gandalf in my mind. It's gonna be a minute.
That's okay. That's okay.
Turkey number one. Clue
Just
number
jumping in.
one.
Yeah. Let's do it.
This turkey co-owned the Texas Rangers with George W. Bush in the 1990s.
Wait, that's it?
So that's clue number one. Who is the co-owner of the Texas Rangers in the 1990s with George W. Bush? For 3 turkey points.
Oh shoot, I can't remember that guy's name. It's got to be some. It's got to be some jerk from Texas.
You know what? You know what? Normally I wouldn't do this, but
Yeah.
it is. It is a jerk from
Oh,
Texas.
okay, yeah, cool.
It is.
Do you know that? Did George Bush traded Sammy Sosa? Like before Sammy Sosa, like
Sammy Sosa.
became the biggest deal in baseball for 2 or 3 years.
He was a great businessman through and through.
He did. He ran the country like a business.
You know, when you think about great leadership and like good decision making,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that comes to mind. Is old W.
Is it Ted Cruz?
He was not Ted Cruz.
Damn.
I'm so sad that it's not.
Oh, I really wish it would have been Ted Cruz.
I know Ted Cruz is, but
Oh,
it's not. It's not Ted
nah.
Cruz. I don't think I can't see Ted Cruz even being part owner of a baseball team. Like I can't.
What? Every time the Astros make it to the World Series, he goes and gets booed by fans. So he's clearly interested.
Okay, so he just doesn't strike me as like legitimate in any way. I feel like he's not
legitimate in anything.
He's not an actual baseball fan. He goes there because like his campaign guy told him that's what he needs to do.
You'll get 20 votes if you say you like ice cold Coca-Cola Classic. And he's like, I love ice cold Coca-Cola. Whatever he likes.
Ice cold Cola Classic. If you like ice cold Coca-Cola Classic, hit the like button. If you don't like ice cold Coca-Cola Classic, please hit the subscribe button.
Okay. That's good engagement. That's good engagement.
I'm trying my best here.
Yeah, you're really
I watched a marketing video.
You did. You came right with fresh ideas.
On a Facebook reel.
Yeah.
I'm trying out all the things they told me to do. Okay.
I've created a no-fail lead funnel.
That's a bumper.
That's
I cut it like a shipper. It's over. All right. Let's try turkey number one, clue number two, for 2 turkey points.
Okay.
An outspoken opponent of universal health care, this turkey is a lifelong investor and owner of exploitative for-profit healthcare companies. They got their start in 1988 when this turkey and their partner each invested $125,000 in a startup called Columbia Hospital Corporation. They then borrowed another $60 million and used it to buy 2 fiscally struggling hospitals in El Paso. By acquiring another nearby hospital and shutting it down, the remaining 2 hospitals became fiscally solvent by the end of the next year.
Is Ken Paxton?
It's not Ken Paxton.
That seems like the kind of garbage he'd be messing around with.
It's a bit long-winded, but I needed to get all that in there.
Need to get it all in there.
Like you have to understand that. So I'd like to break this one down piece by piece in case you missed all of that. So first of all, this guy, this turkey, in 1988, got together with their partner and invested, what was it, $125,000 each, which was a lot of money in 1980. It's still a lot of money now, but then they were able to take that $250,000, that $250,000, and that somehow was enough collateral for them to borrow $60 million to buy hospitals. So imagine buying a house, and you want to buy a house right now, and it's $1 million house. and you want to take out a loan, and you go into the bank and you're like, I'd like to buy a house for $1 million. So it's like, well, okay, we're gonna need deposit on that. How much is do you have? It's like, well, I've got about $4,100. And they're like, oh yes, sure thing. Here's $1 million to buy that house. That's what the deal that these guys got.
I have a question. I have a question for you. Are you first figuring out right now in real time how America works?
No, I'm just saying,
Okay.
like, I need that
All right.
perspective out there because, like,
Yeah.
it's fucking terrible because these are the same guys that go on and call everyone lazy and say that, and they take all the privileges away and all the benefits away for everybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I did everything. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. You got a 250x, like a 25,000% loan. Like, it's like, fuck you. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, there's that. And then they use that money. And in the end, like, they shut down a hospital with it. So El Paso had one less hospital, but they made money.
Mhm.
That's great. That's great stuff you did. Real heroes right there. Capitalism working the dream.
That's the healthcare system. I mean, yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's all of it. Okay. Well, we didn't get it, but you have one
No.
last chance to get.
Okay.
And I do think you're going to get this clue. I really do.
Yeah.
But so this is. Let's see. Let me just. Okay. Yeah, we didn't have anything in the chats guessing. Um. So we're moving on to turkey number 1, clue number 3 for 1 turkey point.
Mhm.
During this turkey's tenure as governor, they cut $750 million from Florida's water management districts, which led to a water contamination crisis in 2018 when a toxic red tide algae reemerged on both coasts. Millions of Floridians suffered severe health consequences, and the economic losses by the state's tourism industry alone suffered several billions of dollars.
See, now the healthcare jerk from Florida that I know is Rick Scott. Is it
Is
Rick
that your
Scott?
guess?
Yeah.
It is Rick Scott.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is Rick Scott
I
indeed.
know he was from
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, he's a big soul.
Rick Scott looks like a Fallout 4 ghoul.
He really does. He's so monstrous looking. Like, it's just like he
And
tries
I
to,
don't
like,
want to make
and
I
yeah,
don't want to
it's
make
not
fun of
because of
people
that. Like, we're not
like
like because yeah, like making fun of like politicians by like the do
if
horrible people by
but
the
if a
way they
police
look, but
sketch
like
artist
yeah.
was here and asked me to like draw Rick Scott, I would say, "Do you know what a ghoul looks like from Fallout 4?" If they said yes, I'm like, "Draw one of those, but in a suit."
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Drez got it, by the way. Drez got Rick Scott. Good job, Drez. So
Drez is
Drez,
smart.
Drez, you got 1
Wait,
turkey point. Lilith
oh, we
has
got
1 turkey
all right.
point.
Same time I got it. Okay, I don't want
Yeah, yeah.
anyone beating me. That's my problem. I don't need
Well,
people
now
beating.
they're tied. They're tied with you.
Tide
So
is fine. Tide is fine.
yeah. Wait, by the way, for anyone watching, like Lilith's, no one's ever come close
Come
to Lilith's
close.
score
Come
ever.
close.
We've had a couple guests and a couple people play, and no one's ever come close.
No, I've dunked
So
on everyone.
let's see what maybe today's the day. Maybe today's the day you're DC'd after a year of doing Who's That Turkey.
Maybe I should log
5
in.
seasons. We're in our 5th season, but we change the seasons just every season.
Yeah, we changed the season seasonally.
This is just we change our clothes.
Who's wearing clothes? I'm literally just wearing this tank
Well,
top.
I love it. I mean,
It changes as much as I
passes for
change
clothes in Detroit.
office chairs.
All right, so you got 1 turkey
I
point.
got one
Drez
point.
has 1 turkey point. We're moving on. That is it. That's enough. You got the frozen turkey from Whole
Yeah,
Foods. Congratulations. It's
thanks.
added to
Just
the
put it on the
collection.
pile of frozen
Toss it in
turkeys.
the street like you've done with all the others.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like turkey.
Do you want to take a guess at our theme? Turkey theme.
Is it people who look like Fallout 4 ghouls?
Is not.
Okay, that would have made it infinitely easier because all these turkeys behave like Fallout 4 ghouls. It's really the look that would.
There's like you okay, now I'm gonna stop you right there because
Yeah.
don't be racist against ghouls because the ghouls, like, there's a lot of nice ghouls. Like, it's just because you're a ghoul doesn't mean you're a bad person. That's just like something that happened because of the radiation. I mean, now maybe the
I
feral ghouls is
apologize
what you're
to
saying.
any characters caught in Fallout 4 who are ghouls and are watching this right now.
Yeah, you want to be on that. You want to be anti-ghoul. I mean, you're like
I'd like to
help with the
apologize.
railroad.
I'd like to personally apologize to Daisy and Goodneighbor.
See, there
I
you
was
go.
I
There
was
you go, right
happy.
there. She's a sweetheart.
But also you can stop mentioning the library. All right. Every time I come by, you don't have to talk about the library again.
It's true. Okay. We got one turkey down. That is not the theme. Is not people that look like ghouls from Fallout.
All right. Fair
So,
enough.
hey, Drez, do you want to guess at the theme? You get 3 guesses. Not going to tell you if you're right or wrong till the end because if I can't do it for Lilith. But anyway, let me know. I'll check the chat periodically. Here we go.
Yeah.
Moving on. The
Yeah.
turkey number 2, number 1 for 3 turkey points.
Yeah.
In a 2023 letter to their state's Board of Regents, they demanded that the board, quote, remove all references to preferred pronouns in all school materials and any enforcement of such, citing that liberal ideologies such as being respectful to others had transformed institutions of higher learning from, quote, hotbeds of ideological diversity, debate, and the pursuit of truth and discovery to one-sided, close-minded, and focused on feelings rather than facts.
I'm gonna do it confident because then if I'm right, it looks like Ron DeSantis.
It is not Ron DeSantis.
Damn.
It is not Ron DeSantis. Drez, I'm making a note of that guess. I'm not going to tell you because
Who writes a
everyone
letter?
gets 2 more guesses.
Who
We're not going to
writes a
reveal it.
letter to a board of regents?
This turkey did
Yeah,
that.
this turkey.
This turkey
You're
did that.
halfway
They
to
wrote
being
to
a turkey
their
if you're writing
state's
a
board of
letter
regents to demand that.
demand.
Demand that they stop making people be nice to each other because being nice to each other and being inclusive is
I'd
is
like
too
to talk.
close-minded. We
I'd
have to
like to
be
talk to
mean and
education's manager,
I
please.
know, it's like the disconnect these people have from fucking reality is so like batshit insane. And it's like it's crazy because it's hard to tell like how much of it is just like they're just projecting because that's what they all do. Like, and they're just grifters. Like, how much of it is grift and how much of it is sheer unbridled stupidity? Like, it's hard to parse. Like, I really do think everyone in the GOP is like on has some sort of Venn diagram where they overlap, but like I don't know. I think it varies in distance from one to the other. Like, I mean,
No, I mean
it's
if
crazy.
you had any idea, any doubt that it wasn't the grift, I mean, I don't want to get us too on a sidetrack, but let's look at the 24-hour journey of young Kyle Rittenhouse the last day and a half where
I don't know anything about this. What happened with Kyle? What happened
he
with old Bob's big boy?
he
The
said he's
big
not
boy
good.
big boy murderer
Let me
himself.
answer. Let me answer. He said he's not going to vote for Trump because Trump is not 100% behind Second Amendment rights, and he said he was going to vote for Ron Paul. And then I saw that last night, and then this morning already he's just like, I've talked to Trump's team, and he's 100% behind. I'm back on the MAGA train, and it's like, yeah,
Great,
it's
thanks.
the grift. Like you're too dumb to have any personal beliefs. I mean, it
I
was
mean,
funny that he left. It's like
he got
Trump
that
loves
lucrative deal with the Turkey Shoot video
the
game.
turkey shoot video game. He's the original turkey. I mean, come on. All right. Dang, it wasn't
He
Ron
has
DeSantis.
a channel just
But
carrying the
yeah,
trophy over his head in 12th place turkey.
he started thinking about politics and policy and forgot it was all about how much money you can make. And
He did forget about that.
yeah,
All
gonna have
right.
him speak at some more colleges. Colleges really want those intellectual speakers coming in and talking about the day's ideas. And Kyle Rittenhouse apparently fits that thing profile. All right, sorry.
So, quick thing, Drez. I'm gonna let you know because Drez is guessing. You only get one guess, and so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with your first one. And their first guess was libs of TikTok. It is not libs of TikTok. So Drez is playing like. Well, I don't want to say too much because like if we had like a contestant on the show, like it would be a little different. Like we could do it like we did when we did. But like I'm holding your guesses But you don't have a point. So we're going on to it's not that. This is gonna be hard. Gotta keep your own score.
Yeah,
So we're going on to turkey number 2,
sure.
clue number 2 for 2
Yeah.
turkey points.
Okay.
Their ghost-written autobiography stated, quote, I remember when I met with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. They wrote, I'm sure he underestimated, having no clue about my experience staring down little tyrants. I'd been a children's pastor after all. They never actually met.
It's Christy Nome.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the third one was about her shooting her dog.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who can forget the time she shot her dog? And
Oh.
and thought that that was going to appeal to the people that she's trying to appeal to.
She compared the kids that she was a youth pastor for to Kim Jong Un and called them tyrants. Like,
A little
what the
tyrant.
fuck are these people doing making decisions for anybody?
They're
Like,
little.
what are we doing, everyone? This is not okay.
They're little. They're little chunky tyrants.
Oh my god. What kind of a deranged person would have to like look at children and think they're dictators that need to be stopped? Like,
Right.
fuck. Like, I
I
mean,
was
I
in
don't
the store.
understand what kind of monster you'd have to be.
I was in the store and my child wanted a candy bar and started crying because I wouldn't buy a candy bar. And I'm like, you're worse than that time Kim Jong Un murdered one of his generals with anti-aircraft uh, weapons. Like you, that's this is the same. This is the same.
I was at the store and a kid wanted a candy bar and they complained when I said no, so I punched them in the face.
Well, I mean, hold on. Let's not be too judgmental here. Let's not take that off the table.
I'm now stop that. You already got us in trouble. I'm cutting that out.
I'm sure everyone knows I'm joking. I would
It's
never punch.
YouTube's crazy. Okay. No one heard that one. No one heard
Like
that
that
great
time
joke
they
by
took all that
Lilith.
stuff off, all that RFK stuff that they took off, and
Oh my
we were
god,
we're
yeah,
just
we lost a
quoting,
whole
we were
episode to that. We
using
were just quoting
RFK
RFK,
stuff
yeah.
from YouTube, and they're like, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
it was that. Yeah, it was literally from
Mhm.
YouTube that we got it. But like, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do about it?
Um. Anyway, so you got Christy Nome, so that
Yeah,
gives you a total of 3 turkey points.
yeah,
So you need one more turkey point for
I
a
do,
turkey call. Do
I
you
do.
do you want to guess at our theme yet? Is he gonna guess at the theme?
Um, uh, it's unappealing people.
I mean, I can't give that. Of course
No,
it
no,
is.
that's
Like,
not
I
you.
mean,
I understood. Yeah, no,
do
it's
you is that where you want to? Is that
no,
where you want to dig your hole?
it's people who have had facial surgery to look like Melania Trump in order to appeal to Donald Trump.
Yeah, like Rick Scott.
I really just wanted to point out how weird it is that Republican women have surgery to look like Melania Trump just to appeal to
It
Donald.
is crazy. She's a
Or
fucking
creepy.
batshit loon. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
she's no, it's not that. It's not that is not our theme. I think you might get the theme after our third
Yeah.
turkey here, and I see if you get this third turkey. We're gonna start out with turkey number 3.
Oh, did
Oh
did anyone else guess Christy Noam?
no, no one
Okay.
did. No one did.
Cool, 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 cool. So I'm in the lead.
All right, so
Yeah.
okay, so here we go. So our turkey number 3,
Yeah.
blue number 1,
Yeah.
or 3 turkey points.
Got it.
This turkey claimed that homosexual behavior was a contributor to the fall of the Roman Empire and that Rome fell because it was too gay. Ironically, their spouse runs a gay conversion therapy clinic based on the ancient Greek philosophies of Hippocrates. I'm going to say that again for the recording.
Yeah.
I'm going to do another take.
Take 2.
This turkey claimed that homosexual behavior was a contributor to the fall of the Roman Empire, and that Rome fell because it was too gay. Ironically, their spouse runs a gay conversion therapy clinic based on the ancient Greek philosophies of Hippocrates, an outspoken homosexual.
Wow. Just, it's crazy that you think that being an all-powerful supernatural being, that murdering Jesus was the reason that Rome hit their downfall, but apparently it was
I know
apparently it
that
was the
wasn't
gay.
it. It was the gays.
Yeah. I saw an article today where like Christian evangelicals are like trying to like flood their workers into election stuff to undermine the election. I'm like, man, you think God wouldn't need all this lying and underhanded bullshit to get what he wants? He could just, have a decent candidate.
It's phenomenal how incompetent their God actually is. Like it's phenomenally incompetent. Like
It's their stories. I'm just listening
I
to what
know
you're
it's
telling me.
wild. It's
You're
like you
telling
keep
me
telling
this.
me all this shit. That dude really isn't good at
I don't know
anything
what
at
he's
all.
doing at
Like
all.
he's really terrible at everything. Like I
Yeah.
don't know why y'all like him so much. I know it's
Um,
crazy. It's like the reason Rome fell was because there were too many gay people, and if there weren't gay people, then the empire that killed our Lord and Savior could have still be here
right.
today.
To
We
this
could still
day.
have that.
Um, okay. This person's not top of the news, but is the kind of guy whose wife would run a conversion camp. Although you said spouse, not wife.
Spouse, and I did not. I'm back to not saying the gender if I can
But
help
I
it.
assumed it was a white dude because he's thinking about Rome.
I mean, that's a real face.
That's real. So I just want to guess. Just because they look like a couple that would make their money running a conversion camp, is it Mike Pence?
That's a real gosh darn good guess, but it
Yeah,
is incorrect. It is
he'd be
not
like,
former Vice President Mike Pence.
he'd come in and like tell his quote unquote success story.
Did you know that Mike Pence is short for mechanical pencil?
What?
That's
Mike,
his full name.
Mike Mechanical. Mike Can.
Okay.
Okay, second clue.
Turkey number 3, clue number 2 for two
Yeah.
turkey points.
Mike Mechanical Pencil. That's a good one. Too bad you didn't have a Gandalf one.
How do you know I was just about to bust it out and now I have to
You don't
reset the
have the
clock?
patience. You don't have the
Have a
patience.
Gandalf. I'm thinking of
No,
Gandalf.
stop trying to think about it. You're not going to come up with one.
You're right. I probably will never. Okay. Turkey number 3, clue number 2 for 2 turkey points.
Yeah.
In 2022, this turkey claimed in a video that they and their teenage son use software called Covenant
God
Eyes,
damn it.
spyware that scans all activity on their electronic devices to monitor each other's online porn consumption. Several members of Congress have raised concerns that this software could pose a serious national security risk.
It definitely does.
Without
But
question, it's like
apparently
they
my
complained about Hillary Clinton using email. This dude's got like
but
voluntary
apparently
spyware on all of his devices.
but apparently Mike Johnson could just give our secrets to China.
You got it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
I did.
indeed Mike
Yeah, yeah.
Johnson. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Speaker of the
something
House,
that's
Mike
something you
Johnson.
don't forget. You don't forget hearing about that.
I wasn't sure whether to make that the third clue or the second, and so I maybe should have made the. What you want to hear our third clue?
Yeah, let's hear the third clue.
Okay, so our third clue is it would have been Turkey blames shootings on abortion,
Oh,
mass shootings on abortion, Medicare and Social Security cuts on abortion, post Katrina looting on turning away from God, believes the earth is 6,000 years old, and fought successfully to legally secure $18 million of taxpayer money to fund a creationist theme park called the Ark Encounter in Kentucky that features dinosaurs riding on a life size Noah's Ark.
that goes back to one of those things
The
where like
tax money at work.
that doesn't narrow it down at all when you're talking about these people.
Should have been the second one.
Oh my God. Oh,
Abortion's the reason that school shootings happen.
actually, if we have more abortions, there won't be anyone in the schools to shoot. I mean,
It's so crazy. Like it's like why are these people like why are these people? Why
yeah,
are they? Like
yeah,
why? Like
yeah.
it is sad. It does make us
All right.
sad, but you did get 2 turkey points, and that puts you over
Yeah,
the turkey call mark with 5. That gives you a total 5 turkey points. Do
yeah.
you want to go for 6 and guess our theme?
I don't see the connection between the three of them, but like
We're
this is
talking Rick Scott,
yeah,
Christy Noam, and Mike Johnson
my
is a
original
theme.
like the original feeling in my gut is people that Donald Trump would never talk to, but for some reason he has to get what he wants, which is true about most of these people.
I mean, that's pretty much everybody.
Because
He
everyone
loves no one.
he loves
He loves no one, and no one
Ivanka.
loves
He
him.
loves
Yeah.
Ivanka.
Oh yeah.
He has a program where he shares his porn with her too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they don't need a program for that.
Honey, come in. Look what I found.
There
Have you
ain't
heard
no
about this?
spyware to share porn with my son.
Yeah. Ted Cruz is like, you just put it on Twitter. What are you talking
What are you
about?
doing? You just put it up there. You just have
Um,
it. Have it all on
this is also
DVD. I got mine on DVD.
this is also giving vibes like people who spoke before dinner on night 2 of the Republican National Convention. Like, yeah, you're not getting a primetime spot. You kind of got serious there. Is it is it convention vibes? People who are rumored to replace JD Vance.
Is that your guess?
No, because that's
What
not what
is, what is your guess?
uh yeah, I can't think I cannot see a connection between these three aside from the fact that they're all awful. Oh, I know. They're like a nesting doll. And it's like if you took like Christy knows the outside, if you take off like her hair and her makeup, she looks like Mike Johnson. And then if you take off Mike Johnson's hair and his glasses, he looks like Rick Scott, who looks like a Fallout 4 goal.
Okay, so before we finalize this, let's just break this answer down. So you think that when I was coming up with the theme for these turkeys, and I was thinking like, okay, what would be a theme that Lilith could? It won't be easy for
Yeah,
Lilith
yeah,
to
yeah.
figure out, but it will be there. Like it will be there,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it is
yeah.
possible. And what you came up with was
Yeah.
they're they're Russian nesting dolls
They
that
just
if you remove
degraded,
their hair, they look like each other.
they're just degraded versions. And that's the thing. It's like, you know what? It probably is. You're gonna say
What
it.
he was like
You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna be like, duh. But my brain is on this track right now where all I'm thinking about is Fallout 4 ghouls and stuff like that. It's also like
that, and I kind of miss it.
people who published awful autobiographies, people from shitty states
Okay, let's
that they personally made shitty.
let's get yoga here. Let's get in our yoga
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
Give me an official guess at that.
Um, these are honestly the best one is people who've been named as potential replacements for JD Vance.
It's a great guess, and you were so close earlier. It is speakers at the RNC. They all spoke at
Oh,
the RNC.
okay. But I don't think any of them got prime time. Like they're just like, no, 3 in the afternoon for you,
I don't
Christy.
know. Well, I'm sure Mike Johnson got something. He's the Speaker of the House, but maybe not because he's a total weeb. Like no one likes him. So it's like, I mean, he's only there because their only other option was like Jim Jordan.
Trump doesn't even think his vice president is important. He probably doesn't even know what the Speaker of the House is.
No, he knows who he is and he hates his guts, like, but he tolerates him because he does his bidding and he kisses his ass. Like it's the same thing with everyone in Trump's fucking world. Like they all hate each other. He hates everyone and they all hate him. but he's Big Daddy, and they kiss his ass
This
and they
goes
suck
back
his
to this.
nuts.
This
Like,
goes back to
yeah,
this conversation we had a few weeks ago. Like, I get it. Like, people are transphobic and stuff like that. And I honestly, nothing would make me happier if like these people could just be happy in their own existence and like enjoy their life so that they don't like. You think about it. Like Mike Johnson literally believes that when he dies, he is going to have eternal joy and happiness in heaven, and he just can't take that win. He also has to
yeah,
make
that's
everyone
not
here
enough. Yeah,
miserable.
well, it's
I have to
never
make it.
enough because I'll tell you right now, and I'll break this down, is they all know that's not the
They all
case.
know
None
that's
of
not
them really
that's not
believe
hey
that, and that's
that
and that's the thing, and like it kills them, and like they're like, no, I have to believe this. I have to believe this. This is my religion, and it's just like they all know deep down that the whole thing is garbage. Like, and so it makes them crazy, and they're like,
does make them
now we have
crazy.
to make no, it's so real that we have to build a theme park and make Noah's Ark and put dinosaurs on it. God damn it, because that's the way it fucking was.
The theme park. Oh my God. Can you imagine like you just like one day you're like 8 to 12 years old, it's Friday night, and your parents come in like, hey, it's time for bed. And you're like, oh, it's Friday night. I want to stay up late. It's like, no, tomorrow we're going to a theme park. And you just like that adrenaline rush. You're like, oh, yeah, we're going to go
Ark
on roller coaster.
experience? I
The
hope
Ark
so.
experience. Like, cool. Thanks, mom.
Like here's the part, because life size was in quotes. What is a life-size Noah's Ark? Like let's talk about like what kind of boat could a pre-Bronze Age man living in Palestine
The
like.
directions are in the Bible. How many cubits by how many cubits?
That's right, they do.
You
They
just got to
have it
figure out
in
what
the
a cubit
Bible.
is. I
Well,
don't know what a
I don't know
cubit
what a
is.
cubit is, and like that, yeah. But like, I mean, let's say
Yeah,
it's the size of a football stadium. Like
sure.
that's how big this boat is that a
Yeah.
man with pre-Bronze Age tools and living
No, 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 no,
in
no.
Palestine had to work with.
But
He did it by
also,
himself, by the way. No one, no
no,
help,
he
no one
didn't
helped
do it
him.
by himself.
Okay, God,
He had
the God
God
help him.
on
Oh
his
yeah, God.
side.
But
Yeah,
like, he was
so
also getting made fun of the whole time, everybody. And like, and so he built this ark all by himself with God's
with
support, with
God's help.
God's moral support. God was like, "You better do this, or I'll send you to hell." It's like,
You don't know how God
yeah,
helped.
that's how God helped. That's how God helps everything.
Maybe like
Do it.
maybe like
Better do
when
it. I'll fuck
Noah
you up.
maybe it was like a video game, like when he chopped down a tree, it didn't just fall, it just turned into the wood and like got added
That's
magically to the
kind of like
boat.
really,
Yeah,
now that I'm thinking about it, that
that's
makes the
exactly
most
it.
sense. It's like he hit the button.
Yeah.
He went to a workbench and like swung a hammer a few times, and then there was a fully
But
made
then,
boat.
but then, remember this. After he built the boat, he had to go and get two of every animal.
Well, and what I'm getting at is football stadium's pretty fucking big. I don't think a football stadium could fit two of every animal on Earth inside of it.
And
I
so
really
then
don't
people,
think it
and then they
could.
always say like dinosaurs. Is that two dinosaurs or is that two of every
It
dinosaur?
has to be every
That's two of
dinosaur,
every
right? But they
dinosaur.
didn't make it somehow. Like, I don't know.
I don't
Like,
know. Like,
what
how are you gonna
happened to
keep a
them? Do they
T-Rex
eat? Are
from
they the
eating a
only thing?
brontosaurus? I
Well,
don't
they must
know.
have, like, because I think that's the other thing. It's okay. So let's say you do get these. Like, don't you think you're gonna have like maybe a kind of a problem after like 40 days and nights? Like with like, I don't know, maybe the lions eating the gazelles or something.
Forget
Like,
that. Forget that he had his family. Imagine spending 40 days with your family on a boat. Oh
well,
my
these guys
God.
love that. Like they're
Oh,
all about
oh, do they? Yeah, yeah.
each other's
You
porn
think,
consumption.
you think Mike Johnson's kid is like, thanks, Dad. I'd love to
Oh,
see
he
what you
loves it. He's
watch.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is great. Hey, Dad, you didn't watch any porn today. You only watched We watched 3 hours of porn today, Dad. Great job. I really like your porn choices, Dad. They were great.
a lot of interracial, Dad. A
Dad,
lot
do
of
you think I
interracial.
should watch that kind of porn? What kind of porn do you think I should watch, Dad?
Whatever gets you hard, son. Whatever gets you hard.
Whatever God likes, whatever God likes. God likes porn. God likes the porn that we like because we know what God wants. And so whatever we want is
Imagine
what God
here
wants.
they like that's one thing. People are weird, but wrap your mind around the fact that someone heard that this guy downloaded a thing to his computer and then his son's computer, and that if they watched porn, it shared those choices with each other, and then was just like, that's the guy I want running my country.
Yeah, that's great idea.
That's the
That guy. That's
guy.
the
Yeah,
guy.
that's
He's
the
a great because
guy.
he's so responsible with his porn
Yeah,
consumption.
yeah.
He is his own
He's
teenage son.
responsible. He's just environmentally friendly. Porn consumption. Yeah,
Okay, so let's imagine because I will bet you any money that he
I
is
will bet you
because he is
any.
fully aware that he's got this spyware on his
Yeah,
computer. He secretly watches extra porn, like like hard media porn, without his son's knowledge.
I
It's
will
like he
bet
does
you.
have an old VHS that he slips Debbie Does Dallas
Yeah,
into.
I will bet you Eddie money that yeah, he has an extensive magazine collection.
Oh, he's got so
Yeah,
many magazines.
yeah,
He's got a panic room filled with porn. Guaranteed, guaranteed.
and kind of what I want for Christmas.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like, I mean, for regular normal people, that sounds great. You know, it's like,
Except you don't need it in a panic room. You just have it next
yeah,
to
you
your
got it at
bed,
the
or
other,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. You got the
as
internet.
long as they allow it. You know, crazy because like ones that use it the most.
It's
All right,
crazy. I had a, I
but
had, a,
yeah,
I used to work with this kid who was, he was Baptist, but he was into like big into like all, like he went every year to the Christian music Lollapalooza and stuff. And so
I mean, I know there was a thing like that,
yeah,
but it was like I
yeah,
always
he
like
went
it
every year.
always makes me laugh.
And here's the
Obviously
thing.
Creed was there. Yeah,
Yeah, I got along with him. He was a nice enough guy. He believed what he believed, but that was he's like, this is what I believe, which is fine.
which would be
But
fine if they
which would
could
be
just do
great.
that. It would be great. Like we could all get along because, like, yeah, I'm not going to respect that ever, but like
Yeah.
you're allowed to. You're allowed to think really stupid shit. That's okay.
But
Like, which one
he
do you
was
tell us
so
to? That's the problem.
he was in this organization. He'd said like when the Southern Baptist Convention, they'd have their convention, like they would have to go to the hotels and tell the hotels to block the option to buy pay-per-view porn movies because they would everyone was buying porn movies because they were in the hotel alone
Yeah,
for the first time ever. And it's just like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy your life.
yeah, it's insane.
These
They're
people
crazy
don't
people for
enjoy
sure.
anything. It's like I was born to be miserable and then eventually have fun. It's like, you know what? You were born to have fun and eventually be dead. But if you want to do it the other way, that's cool. Just leave me out of your fantasy. Like I'm gonna enjoy this, and then when
That's
I'm
well
dead, I'll
put.
just be
I
dead.
actually appreciate that. I think it's a
Yeah,
good whatever I'm trying to remember.
yeah. You're welcome.
I'm making a mental note of that. I'm gonna write that. I'm going to just store that in my mind grapes.
Yeah, right there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, friends on the binary, this has been Who's That Turkey. Thank you for watching Who's That Turkey. If you'd like to be on Who's That Turkey, a guest with Lilith and I, let us
Get
know.
embarrassed.
Lilith with me. Lilith and me, I use the wrong grammar.
No,
It's
Lilith and I.
no, not in this case. In this case, it's Lilith and me. If you would like to
You're
be
right. You're
on
right. You're right.
with Lilith and me, if you
You
would
know how
like
you
to
do
be
it?
on,
You take out the first
you
person's name.
take out the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the
Yeah,
trick.
that's how you do
A
it. Yeah.
little grammar hack for you.
Ooh, grammar hack.
Slid that little grammar hack just in there. Just slid that right in your.
Download a program to share grammar hacks with your son. That's what you should be doing. But I assume no one came close to me today. Like no.
Well, I don't know because I didn't. I did think Drez only got the one.
Yeah.
As far I also think they stopped guessing after a minute, but like
I mean,
they were the
yeah.
only one that was like participating in the
That's
chat.
fine.
But it is okay. It's fine. Thank
I
you,
wouldn't
Drez,
want
for
to get
playing.
dunked on hard by me either. So.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm so I was trying to come back with a snappy Gandalf to that one, and I couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I got no. My Gandalf game is just sad today. It's just not there. It's not there at all. So, where was I going with this? If you would like to be on
Dunked
Who's That
on.
Turkey, like properly on it, like this, let us know because we'd love to have you. We'd love to have guests on Who's That Turkey to square off like in real time on the show with Lilith. If that's something you'd like to do, you can find us in the Transection Discord server. each under
Yeah.
our names. You can, obviously, I'm Amanda Bonanza, and that is Lilith Electra. You can DM either of us or Emily, and or just like kind of just start talking about it, and then we'll probably see it. The other thing you can do is you could email media@thetransverse.net.
Yeah.
That'll get to us ultimately, and you can also just leave a comment in any of our shows. So we do 4 shows. We check the comments. We look at them. If you want to do that, we'll be able to find that, and we'll get in touch with you. The only thing that you need to have is a decent stationary webcam. If you can set up a webcam that looks good, even if you have a shitty microphone, we'll make it work. I can make your
Are
audio
there
work, but I
are
can't make
there
your video look better than it is.
are there non-stationary webcams?
People will hold up their phones and stuff or their tablets, and that's
Ah,
not good.
yeah.
So, like, I need
Yeah.
something stationary that's sitting there, that's not moving around
I
and
mean,
shaking and
I
changing
only
focus.
I only use my iPad like a good
Drez, you want to
to
get on
take
Who's That
to,
Turkey? I'm
to
sorry.
take photos at the zoo.
That's a great use of an iPad. I mean, it's like, I don't know why they don't advertise that more. Drez,
The world's least
Drez,
convenient camera.
are you on the server? Because I'll make a point to get in touch with you. I don't know how to get in touch with you. So in here is great. But let me know if you want to get in the server, or send us that email, or I don't know if you leave some sort of email information, comment
A dead
information.
drop behind a
Okay,
garbage
Drez,
in
you're
the
on the
park.
Discord server. Drop me a DM because I'm gonna forget about it doing the rest of this show. But like, seriously, go in there, find me, and send me a DM, and we'll work it out. We'd love to have you on the show. That'd be great. Awesome. So we potentially have another contestant.
Yeah.
See how
Yeah.
Drez
Let's do
squares
it.
off on you real time. See how it does.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Who's That Turkey. One more little last thing. We've got
Oh my
a
gosh, really?
Patreon that you
We
can
do.
subscribe to. It's patreon.com/the transverse, and you can subscribe to that. You can get little outtakes, outbursts, cool things that Lilith and I have done, but also there's a whole lot more stuff. A bunch of live streams and like a bunch of Fortnite games that Emily played, and a bunch of people that are in the
Really?
transverse, and like there's all sorts of stuff in there. Like there's Emily showed me like the vault. There's just a million things in there, and you can have access to all
Can I
that stuff if you subscribe
can
to
I
our
log into the
Patreon.
Transverse Twitch and just like everyone can watch me play Fallout 4 and go after ghouls?
Yeah, actually, yes. Yeah,
We'll call it
yeah, work that out with
Lilith
that. I'm
Lil,
sure Emily would love to have that up there if you did that.
Lilith
Yeah.
Electra's Nick Scott Hunter.
Honestly, like I did a Fallout stream for a minute, and like I was gonna ask in all seriousness if anyone would want to watch me do like a Fallout 4 like run, like, or Fallout 76 where I start from the beginning and just do a whole playthrough, and see if that's something that you'd like to watch. And if you that is something any of you would like to see, same thing, let me know, and I'll seriously consider it because I've been meaning to do it. The other thing
So,
I could do
yeah.
is I play poker, and I wouldn't mind doing a poker stream either. And if any of you want to like get together and talk about poker, I'm happy to do that
For
and
the
maybe
love of
learn how to
God,
play
yes.
poker. I love
Any
poker.
anything that keeps you from talking about poker with me would be appreciated. You can come watch me. So I'm playing Fallout 4 and I have turned 4 of my settlements. And if you play Fallout, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm sorry, but like I have basically set up like water farms. And so I basically go around to these farms and I pick up 300 things of purified water and I just use it as money. And I'm basically just going to see if I can just become
Water
basically
Baroness.
I'm gonna be yeah, I'm gonna Americanize Fallout by just
You're gonna
becoming
be the
I'm gonna
Nestle of
hoard.
Fallout
Yeah,
4.
I'm gonna hoard it and just do whatever I want with it. Yeah, so I got one guy out in the swamp. There's one settlement in the swamp. I've got one person there, and it creates 300 waters as it goes. And this poor guy's got to live in a swamp by himself, making sure all the machines work. And then I come by every hour or two, pick up all the water, and then go sell it.
Is that the one in Far Harbor?
No, it's the Meyerlurk Swamp or whatever. It's very south of the main map.
Shit, I don't even know about that place. I don't think it's been a long time since I
Oh,
played. I haven't. It's been a long time since I've got
yeah,
because the last few times I've played Fallout 4, like I've gone like hardcore survival mode where like
yeah.
like a bullet kills you if you're not
I don't
in
need
like
that.
armor. Like I'm all about it. I love it. Like, and
Yeah,
it's like, and so it's like, and I also like don't fast travel really. So it's like getting around the to the all of that giant map without fast traveling and
yeah.
having to move
That
very
seems like a pain in
cautiously
the
and
butt.
carefully.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
can't do
takes a
that.
long time. It's a forever game.
It's
Like
a
it makes
forever
it
thing.
forever. Yeah, I
I
love
just
it.
need to.
I
I just need
spend
to stop playing.
90% of my time just like eating and sleeping, like life.
Just like life.
That's great. I love
Like
it.
all
Cooking
I do in
food.
this game
All I
is
do is
eat,
I'm fucking
sleep,
cooking food and eating food, and I'm fucking tired. I gotta go to sleep.
and then I have to find my son so I can tell him what porn I've been watching. It's a weird game. I
He's
get
watching my
it.
porn. That's what. That's the thing. Is like I watch.
Yeah.
I every night I go watch my porn. That's my only connection to my kidnapped son, because I know that somewhere out there in the
He's somewhere in
institute,
the
is
institute
somewhere in the
watching porn.
institute. He's overseeing my porn consumption.
This literally makes no sense to anyone who doesn't play Fallout 4. A game that's what, like a decade old by now?
Gotta be.
Yeah.
It's a day.
So,
Yeah.
question, we're up at that time where you're usually like, I have to go to the bathroom and take a break. Should we take a
At
bathroom
that
break?
time.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a little more housekeeping I wanted
I
to
don't know if we're
do,
talking
and
about Fallout 4. Usually that means it's time to wind things down, but if you've got more.
yeah, it does. It does kind of mean that. Like and subscribe. I think that's it. Just like and
Oh,
subscribe.
and ring the bell so you can get
And ring the
notifications.
bell and get the notifications.
I
And
mean, you don't want this to happen and miss out on it,
no, how could you imagine missing this show? All
right?
those little things that you'll never see again when are Mr. Belvedere jokes. I haven't the Gandalf impression that I may yet do.
You got nothing. I've been
I
trying to
have
piece
nothing
together
so far.
I've been trying to piece together like words that end in Gan and start with Dolph and just trying to come up with something and I cannot. It's like rhyming with orange.
Enough.
I gotta get that rapper mentality. It's like
Busta
when you
Rhymes
slow it
once rhymed
down,
sausage with ostrich, and I
it's
thought that
like
was pretty good.
if you slow down orange to orange, it rhymes with door hinge, and it's like, oh, okay, all right.
That's some fucking next tier shit.
Yeah, that's next level stuff. And now I
Well,
gotta
now
get
you
the
live in Detroit, you got that 8 Mile
I got that eight
influence.
mile. Ah, we went and saw a movie on 8 Mile, and the inside theater is one of these fancy theaters with like the reclining seats and stuff. The outside legit looked like a Fallout. I hate to bring it back to Fallout again, but like the parking lot had like there was no one there. Like one car was parked, and there were like three people. We went and saw Deadpool. There were three people in the movie theater with us, but like there was weeds growing up through the parking lot cement. I was just like the outside of this place looks like Fallout, and the inside was like super nice.
It's
And
like Las Vegas. Yeah, it's like,
yeah, it's like crazy.
yeah,
So
Detroit's like that. It's a crazy
Detroit
place.
is crazy, and I
Like
love it.
I love it too. Like I
Uh,
really had a lot of good fun
but
there. I like that city
uh,
a lot.
all right, so we're taking a break. Is
Yeah,
that
it's
the
break
plan?
time. We're gonna take a little break. I'm gonna do my bathrooms, and then I'm gonna drink some water and all that stuff. But
I'm
we'll
gonna
be
get
back in
some
like
more. I'm gonna
five
get some
ten
more
minutes.
lemonade. Yeah, you can put the
Let
screen
me
up so that no one
I'm gonna
sees me
put
when
the
I stand
screen
up.
up. We're gonna do all the things. All right, so we'll be back in 5. See you
All
soon.
right, see ya. Yeah, I'm just gonna go
We're
right.
in. We're back. Hello, welcome back. I should have
Wait, you said
counted
to
us
go right in.
in.
No, you should just let me, like, now I could be like, hey, welcome to Being Trans. I'm Lilith Electra, that's Amanda Bonanza, and this is gonna be our transition Tuesday. It'll go up
Yeah, why don't we
Tuesday,
start that
but
over?
you get to watch it live. No, we're done. We're in it. So basically we have a question. We didn't get any questions today, so I always got a backup question to go on, and I'm gonna ask the question. We're gonna discuss it, and we'll if you have anything, chime into either YouTube or Twitch, wherever you're streaming. And then Tuesday we'll edit it down and take out all this weird stuff, like all this me moving my hands. The world doesn't need to see all that.
World
And
needs to see
they
that.
need
It's
to see.
so important to the
Yeah.
world.
I'm actually just trying to show off my fingernails again. Like,
Your fingernails are always so good. Every
yeah.
time, every time.
Um,
I finally just peeled off the last of the fingernail that I got done when I was
aw.
visiting you
When I
a
went and
month
when I
ago.
went and did my nails last week, they were like, "Where's your friend?" I
Hmm.
was like, "I've been here like 5 or 6 times since I moved to Detroit, and I brought someone once, and you're asking about where my friend is."
Oh, but that makes me feel nice. You can tell her I'm sorry that I wasn't there and to watch her
I
to
said,
watch
"She
the Vietnamese bakery videos in the background, which are
look."
amazing.
I go for that. Like getting my nails
Yeah,
done is
it was
secondary. Like, I
fantastic.
wish I could do that.
They just had a constant stream of like a
It's like a
Vietnamese
YouTube
bakery
video that's
in
just
like
like,
where I don't even know where it was. Was it in Vietnam? Maybe, probably.
I
It
don't know
was
if it was
somewhere.
Vietnam. It was
Yeah, I
at
think
it
it
was a
was.
Southeast Asian country.
Well, that was Vietnam for sure.
Okay,
Like it's
I don't
like
know.
yeah, it's like yeah.
Could have been South Korea for all I don't know. If I don't know, I don't say.
I mean, I don't know if it was Saigon or what, but
Yeah,
like
okay.
it was Vietnam, and but I mean, there's just this stream of like the Vietnamese bakery just like doing its awesomeness and
Making
making it.
milk bread and
Oh my
making like
god, all of
desserts.
it was just so amazing looking. And then you see all the people, and maybe it was in yeah, I was like yeah, I don't know where it was, but like it was so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
was
we also got
great.
our nails done.
And we did get our nails done. So
Yeah,
you
it was
sit and
great.
get your nails done, and like you're got that going on. You're like imagining all the carbs you want to eat.
It was just like there's like I go every 2 or 3 weeks. Like this is my break from everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's kind of like getting electrolysis, except I'm not in pain the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that's not a break. That's work. Like
Work putting in hard time at the electrolysis factory.
it is hard work.
All right, hey, let's just jump in with the
Let's jump
question.
in. Let's hear you got a
Yeah,
question. Do you have a
I do have
question?
a
I love a
question.
question. I love a question.
Yeah, this is a good one. I think it's uh made me feel some things that made me kind of mad, but we'll just go here. All right.
Right.
Uh should I stop transitioning to relieve my father of the suffering he must endure from knowing that I'm transitioning? It seems to me that most people in the online trans community see conservatives who are opposed to transitioning as hateful bigots, quote unquote,
Ah,
bad guys who don't deserve any sympathy from trans people.
yeah.
When a trans person's parents disapprove of the transition and the trans person reaches out to the community about this, the community encourages, it's my life and how they feel about it ain't my problem attitude. I find this approach problematic because I think most conservatives' disapproval of transgenders people's choices come from a place of compassion. My parents disapprove of my transition. My father is very strongly against it, and I don't just think, I know that their stances come from love and compassion, not hate. My father urges me to stop taking hormones because he's worried that I'm digging myself into a hole and heading down a dark path that will result in a very hard life. He's concerned that by transitioning, I'm sterilizing myself, destroying my body and health, becoming perma-dependent on pharmaceuticals, making it way harder for me to get a job, parenthetical, I don't pass, making it way harder for me to find a partner, and making myself have to face social ridicule and rejection, which is the harsh reality. I don't pass. He has a heart condition, and my decision to transition stresses him out, raising his blood pressure, and has made him have a hard time sleeping at night. He told me that he's in great deal of pain from having to witness me ruin my life. I'm not a parent, so I can't say I know what that feels like. Every parent wants their child to lead successful and fulfilling lives, and I can't imagine how bad it must feel to watch your child, someone you love so dearly, do things that you believe are causing them great harm. You can't choose what you believe, so the pain that my father feels is out of his control. This is why I think it'd be wrong for me to adopt that giga liberal, hyper individualistic, it's my life, I do what I want, and so what if my parents don't like it mentality towards my parents. The pain that my father is going through is probably way worse than any dysphoria that I've felt. I think I'd be arrogant of me to say my pain is worse than his since I've never been in his shoes. So the moral choice of utilitarianism is for me to not transition, but I want to be female so bad. What do I do? And before we get into that, this seems like it was
This
written
was
by
not written by a person. This
this
was
was
written
written
by the
by
Heritage
this was
Foundation.
written by a youth
This,
pastor, a
this
youth
is yeah.
pastor
This
who's
was
trying.
written by a right wing.
But
It's just not real.
I think there are some things in here that you're going to hear
Oh, there's a lot
that
to break
that
down.
we can break down and talk about. You're ready to go, so I'm going to turn it over to you real
No,
quick.
let's. I need to like go piece by piece. So let's give me the first sentence
Oh
there.
my God, you're going
Let's
to make
start
me
with the
read
first.
again?
Yes, that was a lot. That was a lot.
All
So
right.
we need. This is
You got to
like
start
buckle
taking
in, y'all.
notes.
This
You got
is
to
gonna
start
be a
taking notes on this and then
nah.
have,
This one,
yeah.
this is crazy. You know how crazy. You just read it. You know how crazy this. Okay, I just fair enough. Like usually these things, like when we dense them down, they last about like 10, 15 minutes. Like this one's gonna be longer. Like so, let's
15 minutes. This is like, this is,
okay, piece by piece. First thing they
yeah.
said. First thing the
Uh,
first thing the prepared statement said.
oh, the first thing was just like, people who are conservatives are, we see them as bad guys, but it really comes from a point of love and compassion. There's like the first
So
paragraph.
compassionate to like deny your children necessary medicine that they need to feel okay and that might even save their life and statistically that will improve their lives in every way, that will solve the vast majority of all of their problems. Can you imagine like how uncompassionate you must be to want to give that to your child? Like I mean, it's so hard to think of like
Yeah,
when I think of compassion, I think of denying someone necessary medical care.
I
Like,
think
isn't that something? What could be more compassion
I
than
think it
that?
also, like, later on they mentioned like, well, they believe that this is harmful, and it's like, well, I mean, if I say, you know what, I believe it's harmful to believe in a Christian God, and I just like, I'm going to start locking up Christians and torturing them because they don't believe in God.
And it kills
I'm the
me.
good
It
guy
just
because I'm
kills
doing
me.
it
Yeah,
doing it from a place of compassion. It's
exactly.
like,
It's
you
not
can't
hateful. That's not
you
hateful.
can't
That's
force your belief.
helpful.
You can't force your beliefs on someone. You can't willfully be ignorant about something and then say, well, I don't believe that that's true. Like, all the medical evidence is there supporting
It's
you
beyond
supporting what
medicine.
you are.
It's like
Yeah,
all the
it's
jury's out
true.
on this. Like
So
this
for
is not up for debate anymore.
someone to
Yeah.
just deny reality doesn't
I
mean that they believe that belief's not valid. You know, if
yeah.
I believe the earth is flat, I don't get to live my life and impose that on other people. Like, because you're wrong. Belief isn't right or wrong. Belief is,
No, it sometimes it's
well,
absolutely
yes, you're right.
abjectly
I mean,
wrong. And
you're right.
like
You're
and
right.
that's the thing
I
I want
mean,
to
but
bring up because this is
it is
important.
right or wrong. It's not just because you believe something doesn't make it fact, and doesn't mean that just because
It
you
also
believe it
doesn't make it
doesn't make it
valid.
above reproach.
Yeah,
If you
that's
believe
the thing. It's
something's
like you can
false,
like you are technically allowed to believe whatever you want, but like there are consequences for your actions. And like there's a like we really need as a society, and especially in American culture where like the respect for free speech sometimes is endangers the whole society, which is the problem is like the finding that balance between like letting people like think how they want and doing what they want, and then like actually curtailing dangerous ideas, like because that's a real thing. And there's the notion that like, oh, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Well, that is technically true, but like that doesn't mean all opinions are equal in legitimacy. And if you have the opinion of something that is factually incorrect, well, that's an invalid opinion. It
I
just
mean,
is. You can believe that gravity isn't real and that you can float up into the sky and fly through the air like a bird, but you can't do it. It's not real. If
the
you have
whole of
that opinion,
okay,
you are wrong.
the whole of history is just like people believing what they're doing is right. Like, the Romans conquered half the country, half the world,
Yeah.
most of the world, because they believed that it was for the betterment of everyone else. You know, it's like,
All of the worst atrocities are committed by people that
yeah,
think they're
people who
doing the right
believe.
thing. Yeah, it's like,
Um,
well, there's
and then,
that. So there's
well,
that
this is the other
part.
thing that brings me back to this is, oh well, my dad is so worried that I'm gonna have a hard time getting a job, and people are gonna ridicule me, and it's like, well, that's allowed to
They're voting
happen
conservative. Like
because
the
because
economic
people
situation
the
is his
first step
fault.
the first step in that is, accepting and loving their child.
Yeah.
If your dad can't accept and love you, and then say, well, no one's gonna love you, it's like, well, you're
And you can't even do it. Yeah. Like, what
yeah.
is this?
It's
Okay.
like,
Which
we
brings
make the
me to
world. The
another
world,
point.
wait, the world is what we make it. And people are like, well, that's the way the world works. Like, well, the world works the way we make it work. And so if
Yeah.
things aren't
But
fair,
based shaped
we
wholly on
can
our
choose
behavior.
we can choose to make things fair. The majority of us don't choose to do that. We could all choose to not be bullies and treat each other with love, but the majority of us, and the majority of us are Christians whose main law is to love one another, choose not to do that. So how the world is sometimes out of our control. But if someone tells you, well, the world won't accept you and I won't accept you, it's like, well, you're the world, Dad. Like, it starts with you. Like, are you
Yeah.
going to ridicule me? Are you going to accept me?
Clearly
So
not. And like,
yeah,
so that brings me to another fine point. This is the one that I thought was like the most amusing was
yeah,
like the part where like they're the the dad
yeah,
like the character A.
yeah, right.
Like yeah. That where the dad said that they were concerned that they would have a lifelong like addiction to pharmaceuticals, and then on the same breath like said they were like they had a heart condition. Does your dad take medicine for his heart
I
condition?
mean, I'm gonna be real honest with
Like
you,
is that
Dad.
that's okay, right? Like that's okay to like if you have a
Here's how
heart
this conversation
condition.
goes. Here's how this
Yeah.
conversation goes. Like, hey, Dad, I know that like a lot of people your generation are being convinced by doctors that they have heart problems, but
Right.
really all they're doing is they're getting you addicted to this heart medication that
And
you
I
have to
just
take
don't
every month.
believe
And
that
then
you do have a heart
at
problem.
the end, there's going to be this major surgery that you have to have, and a lot of people die from that surgery. Are you sure that you have a heart problem, or are you being lured into the pharmaceutical money complex? Because that's what it sounds like a lot. And it sounds like a trend. I know a lot of people your age are saying they have heart problems. Okay, Dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the doctor said you had a heart problem. If you trust a doctor, I guess so. And you know
I'm
what?
just really
I really want
worried
you.
about your
I
future.
want
Like,
you
if
to
you're
stop
just
taking the
keep
heart
taking this
medication.
heart medication, you really
I
should
can't
stop
sleep
taking.
at night.
I can't.
It's
If you
having a
take
negative
your heart
effect on me.
medication, it ruins my life. Like,
Yeah.
that wrecks my life. You taking your heart medication just because you think you need it doesn't mean you.
Yeah, that's my answer to anyone who brings
Why
up
don't you
condition
just
stuff.
choose to have a healthy heart and be happy with the heart that you have? Like, that
Yeah.
isn't that the best way? That's
Uh
God's way.
God made your heart.
God made you
So I don't
perfect.
know. I don't know why some human doctor is gonna mess with the heart that God made.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
we're in rare
know.
form today, man. I'm
This shit just like because it's so phony on the out of the gates. This is the most phony baloney. Like it
but
is.
also
It's like
take
it's the
everything.
Steve Buscemi meme with the "Hey fellow
Hey,
kids" and
fellow kids.
like that's what this is. Like it's like this is like the dare guy trying to come in and say, I heard what's really cool. Drugs, eh? It's like
Also, my standard answer to if any question is, should I stop making myself happy because of it makes someone else unhappy? That's a straight up no. Like, that person has to deal with their shit.
yeah.
You have to live your life. If your dad wants to make yourself, what's next? What happens if you get a job and your dad doesn't approve, and he's like,
Yeah,
oh, you took this job and my heart for this job, you should quit the job and find a new job. Is everything you do going to be uh weighed against your father's
yeah, like
health? And
let's say that you like to drink orange juice like in the morning, and like, but your dad's like, oh, I don't like that. Like, are you gonna like stop drinking the orange juice that you like because like, oh, I can't live with it. I can't live with the fact that you drink orange juice. Like, it's just
What
like
if
whatever you choose. Like why on earth like
what
would you ever cater your life, especially something as important as this, which
what if
it
your
really is.
dad only wanted you to drink orange juice after you brushed your teeth? Would
Yeah.
you drink orange juice after you brushed your teeth?
That's the
No,
way
you
I
would.
believe it should be
Yeah, that's the
done.
best
It's
way to.
my belief. And if
Yeah.
you don't do what I believe, then you're killing
You're killing
me. You're
me.
killing me because
My
you have to
doctor
do it the way
says
I
so.
say. Oh, I hate these people so much. Like,
Dad,
they're just the
yeah.
worst.
Dad, a lot of people in your age group are getting on this trend of hard care. And I just think that, you should really think twice about taking medication, and then eventually like I said, they're going to try to get you to this big surgery, and that's what they want. It's all just about making money. And if they see you're boom, you got Medicare, you're like an open bank vault for them, Dad. I've been doing the research,
Yeah,
and
there, that's
the
good.
research I
I watched a
says,
few YouTube videos. There was a guy
yeah,
in his truck that said you shouldn't take heart
you should
medication.
you should have at least a half a pound of bacon for every meal
But he
every.
had a Bible, so it was okay.
That was
Like, he
totally
said he was a
fine.
Christian, so like, that carries a lot of weight. Like,
Yeah,
you should. That's how I consider things.
yeah. Dad, if you keep taking this hard medication, I'm eventually going to transition. That's all I can do.
I mean, it's just so crazy. Like the idea that anyone could take
Also,
it.
also
Oh
this
yeah, yeah. Go on, give me more of this because
well,
it's like
this line
I
always
wanted
gets
more
me.
fuel for my fury
This
here.
is this is like if you were on the fence about this, and like, okay, maybe this person has this, and then they go, this is why I think it'd be wrong for me to adopt that giga liberal, hyper individualistic mentality.
Hyper
Like
individualistic is the left's
giga,
move. Yeah, that's
giga,
not. That's
giga
what the left
liberal.
is all about. Is not working together as
Yeah.
a commu- communist community. Like, yeah, there's got to be like a word for like communally working together for the greater good, like that like communist. It's escaping me, but like if there was that, if there was something like that. I mean, that's certainly not that's the left because the left is hyper individualistic.
They're all about
Like
not helping each other. It's
like
all about
everyone on the
that.
left hates helping other people. That's what we're all about. Like, yeah, it's
And then I would also say, like, I'm going through, and so like this is basically from Reddit going through, and like this other person, it's not like they just came in and this was their only post. They have other posts. One other one is about them being trans, but also some stuff. And but the other reason I want to talk about this, and we kind of touch on this every week, is just like when you're online, and I've noticed this a lot in Reddit, and this is not just trans support groups, trans groups, but
everything. Yeah,
everything is so much disinformation and stuff being put out by
by bots.
bots
It's
and fake
bots.
stuff.
There is a
And
literal
and
army of right wing bots going
before
around making
you
fake accounts, doing all
yeah,
this stuff, and starting arguments.
before you get
And
put your energy into anything like that, just realize, like, first of all, you don't owe
don't
some
waste your time.
rando,
Yeah,
you don't owe some rando on the internet your energy, and your mental health.
yeah.
And
Like,
you know
figure that one out because that's a huge like psychic suck. Like, it's a huge. It does a lot of psychic damage when you like fall into that shit. They get you, and like it's like that meme. It's like the Scooby Doo meme where like,
yeah,
let's see who's really behind this, and you lift it up, and then you just see lines of code in Russian.
yeah. And then I would also
It's just like,
Yeah, that's it. There you go. And then I would also say just one thing, and this is my advice, which anyone who watches the show regularly knows. You say, like, well, the answer is always like, do what's best for you and do this. I always tell people, I make choices based on what's best for me, but you have to do what's best for you. And if that choice is not
Is pleasing
transitioning
your
to say
father?
father,
Yeah.
then make that choice. I don't judge whatever you choose to do here. Just know that if you are not a youth pastor from Mankato, Minnesota, and you're a real trans person, you're making these choices, you're making your dad better is not going to make you feel better.
Now,
You
wait
know,
a minute. I gotta say, if to this very real person that wrote this very real question, what I
sure.
would like to say is if you're that concerned, because it really doesn't sound like you really are trans and that you really do want to transition, is what it sounds like to me. And if that's the case, if what's more important to you, if you were like, oh, I'm thinking about going on HRT and
Oh,
being
they've
trans. Oh,
already
they've already
started.
started.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there, but I'm thinking of stopping because it hurts my father's feelings. Like, well, if that's something that you can parse, that that you can live with and that you'll
Yeah.
be okay with doing, then by all means do
Go
it.
ahead and
Then
do
by
it.
all means detransition and stop taking the hormones and make your father happy if that makes you
Yeah.
happy.
And if you
And
think
you know
that'll make
what?
you happy, good luck
Anyone
with it.
can do that at
Yeah.
any time, and it's
Come on.
fine, and it's not going to hurt you. And now you know that this isn't the thing for you. So go
Go for
live
it.
your truth, yeah, because you're real. You know, like go do that, and that's fine. You can do that too, but
But yeah,
real.
my advice never changes. Like, you have, do what you feel is right for you, and if what's right for you is stopping your transition, and doing your dad, then do that. I've never seen like, people do a lot of times, they do say, hey, start your transition, and like there's a lot of pressure for that, but it's just like, if you ask people what's best for you, if you're trans, what's best for you is to start your transition if it's medically
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
But yeah, do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
You
do
want
whatever you
to,
want. That's the whole
yeah, I don't
thing.
care.
It's like just be
Yeah,
make yourself
that's
happy.
that's
And if what makes you happy is
that's the giga
pleasing
liberal
your
thing.
father, yeah, that is.
Yeah,
It's
go
I know,
for it.
and I know that sounds so selfish and hyper individualistic to say something like that, but really, it is true, and that's our whole jam on the left.
Also, it sounds like your dad is a bit of a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your dad wants to control you. And the other thing you'll hear me say a lot of times is, you're in control of you. You're not in control of anyone else. I never trust anyone who tries to exert any control over me, not because I'm some wild horse, although I am a wild horse and I can't be tamed. But who do you think
Can't
you
cage
are?
this bird.
Yeah, who do you think you are? You get your own shit together, but you don't have, your dad needs to accept that he's his own man and he's responsible for his own life. But again, if you want to stop your transition, do you think your dad will stop having a heart condition? I mean, if you ask me, the only way to stop having a heart condition is stop
Is to
taking
stop
medicine,
taking the
because
meds.
it's a
Yeah, I
big
mean that's the thing.
scam
It
by big
is.
medicine. Yeah, by big
I mean,
pharma.
like you could. Well, no, it's not like that's not their position exactly. Because their position is like it's not that I won't want you to transition. It's just I'm thinking of your overall well being. And I
Overall.
think like by taking heart medication, you're really diminishing your chances. At like you think of all the money you're spending on the medication. Think of all the time you spent. Like you're hooked on these pills. Like you said, it's going to take you eventually down the road to surgery and like
Unnecessary
society's just gonna
surgery.
look at you like look at this weak loser that can't even their heart doesn't even work. Like why are you doing this, you weak loser? Like why would you do this?
That's
Like you're
another.
dragging down society like by your weakness, like you're contributing to the failure of humanity by your weak heart that you need medicine like you that so just stop taking it. Be a real man. Stop taking your medicine. Like it's like
Also, there's a part here I didn't read, that like an add-on that basically is just like, I have a history of making bad decisions, and my
oh,
dad
I'll
said,
say
listen this. He told me that he'd likely be more supportive if I had a record of my actions working out for me. So, just from the other side of the glass, if you're making a decision to stop your transition and you always choose the wrong thing,
this is like a George
you're
Costanza
yeah,
situation where like if your decisions are so bad
always do
and
the opposite.
yeah, and so that's the thing is I remember that's how you got to do it. So it's like, well, I'm thinking of listening to my dad. Well, clearly don't because you have a track record of
You have a
making bad
track record.
decisions. So you got to ignore like
Flip it
all the
around.
ignore your instincts and do the opposite of your instincts. keep transitioning. Go even harder at that transition. That's what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Tell your doctor
Like,
to up the
yeah,
dosage. When I
yeah,
started, every
take some
time
more meds.
I went every 3 months, and every time I saw my doctor,
In
I was like,
fact, I'm gonna
let's
go
kick
to the
this up.
doctor, get an extra set of tits on top of my other ones.
I now do two shots a week, and I just like put them in each leg and just
It's like, yeah, it's like juicing.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. I would say though, if this is the decision you're making to stop your transition, and you have a track record of making bad decisions, George Costanza, got to do the opposite. Keep
I'll
going.
do
Believe
the
in doing it.
opposite. That's
Yeah.
the best advice we've ever given anybody ever.
Uh,
Is there more to this bullshit story? This is
nah,
brought to you by the transitioning questions brought to you by KFC. Brought to you by this question brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
but I want to be female so bad. What do I do? I don't think I've ever heard a trans person say that either.
Yeah. So what-
I want to be female so bad. It's like you want to transition. That's how we talk. We say we want to transition. Female is the kind of word that asshole alpha dudes use.
Well, and maybe they grew up in a Hooters with their American dad himself.
Excuse me, I need a female here to bring me some chicken wings.
See that, son? That's not something to aspire to.
I want to be a female. It's like, no, I
Would
really
like to be a female so badly, thank you. I
yeah.
would like to be a female. Yeah, that's it. That's the language that women use. That's how we talk. That's how we refer to ourselves.
Yeah, I am a
Oh
female.
wow, this one is. I thank you for this, Lola. This
Yeah,
this
that's
has been
great. But I also feel like
choice.
they did a good job of getting like the little things in there that we could have a discussion.
Right, like the
Because
PragerU
you're gonna
talking
get
points.
yeah, you're gonna get these things, and it's like, well, blah blah blah. It's like, you know what? All this stuff, like I said, all the stuff your dad is saying about society, like those are things your dad can have a habit of, like a lot of like now your dad, you could be at the forefront of making the world better for trans people. How amazing would that be?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be nice?
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either,
I
but
smell filthy rat right here.
I smell a youth minister.
I
But
do.
I
I
also
smell
feel
Dennis
like
Prager. Like this is PragerU shit.
I also
Like
feel
yeah.
like I also feel like there's enough things in here that I've seen. And then also I want to start seeing online, I want to start seeing that heart medication for boomers argument whenever someone argues against medication for trans people. As soon as they start talking about the cost and the trend, be like, yeah, I've noticed a lot of 60 plus people saying the doctors tell them they got heart problems, say they got to have surgeries. It's like,
Yeah.
Dad, you sure about that? You should probably just have a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah, I mean that's the real. That's really how to do
Yeah,
it.
grunt that down your esophagus. That'll help your heart. The perfect heart
I
that
don't
God
even
made for you.
I feel like there's probably like six more like talking points we could rip to shreds here.
Oh,
Do we want
Dad,
to go there?
the doctor says you have a bad aorta. I've never even heard of that. It's called
What's an aorta? What a
yeah,
ridiculous
aorta.
word. I've never even
Yeah,
heard of
your
it.
heart was made by God and put in your chest by God
Yeah.
and started
And it's
pumping blood by
perfect.
God.
Everything's
God makes
perfect.
perfect. It's
Don't
perfect.
change anything.
So
Don't even move. Don't even move. Like because like you don't need to
that's
because
where
God
sin
takes care of
happens.
it.
That's
Like
what
yeah,
like
like you
if you
just if
move, that's when
you
sin happens.
don't you
Like I
just sit
sinned, I
perfectly
sinned, I
still and
sinned, I
don't
sinned.
move because
Yeah,
you don't need to because if you were gonna move, God would move you.
yeah, yeah.
I think we nailed it.
I think we nailed it.
Like and subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you think I don't even want to go in that direction
Oh, you know what?
because like
For
yeah.
this episode, you should. You know what? We're getting out of the business. Last chance at marketing. Market that cup. Market that
Look
cup.
at that cup. Let's take a look at this cup here. You can get this cup that says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my hormones." Or in this case, it's like, uh, "Don't talk to me until you've decided to talk me out of having my hormones."
Don't talk to me until my dad
Unless
has
you want to
died of
talk
heart
me out of
attack.
having my
Yeah.
hormones.
Also, I think we should have like just like a warning on medication. That cup is not filled with hormones. You can't drink your hormones. You have to inject them
Yeah,
or them.
you
That's
shouldn't. I don't know if
good.
you can or if you can't, but you probably
I mean,
shouldn't.
yeah, just
And it is liquid. Like, what's the beauty of like having one of these cups is like you don't know
Yeah,
what's really in it. It's like it could be coffee, it could be tea, it could be water, it could be vodka. Like I don't,
could be
it
a
could
thing
be
of pickle
some sort
juice
of. I
like
could
I'm
just be
drinking.
drinking fresh gasoline, freshly refined gasoline out of this beautiful mug that you can get on the transverse.etsy.com or something like that. Etsy.com/the transverse. It's one of them. It'll get you there. You can figure it out. There's also a link on the transverse.net on the page there. If you click the shop, it'll take you right to there. And you can get this among many other delightful things. We have more.
What do we each get? Do we get a dime as a duo for each one sold? We each get like a
I don't
nickel.
know. Like we've got some sort of contract. I have to
Yeah.
talk to Emily about money. Actually,
Well, you bought two of those mugs,
I
so
did. That's how I know there's money there. So anyway, um, yeah, so that's the thing. We got a Patreon, patreon.com/the transverse. You can join that for bonus content and all sorts of good stuff. And we have two other shows that we do on every other Thursday. So one is Culinary Delights, which is a cooking show where we review recipes from the internet, and the other is called
speaking of tonight, I'm making sloppy Joe meatballs again.
Ooh, again. That was a recipe that we did. It was our first culinary delights that we did on the Transverse. Check it out. It's a
Yeah.
great video, and it ended up being one of our favorite recipes
Yeah,
just
we made
that we've
when you
ever
stay
made. Period.
when
Yeah,
Amanda stayed with me, we made it and we made like
so good. It's so good.
meatball subs.
They were
And
stupid good. Like,
I'm doing that
yeah.
today. I got some nice
Oh,
buns.
I'm
Oh
jealous. I
yeah.
have to figure out what I'm doing. It's like I don't even know. I haven't figured it out yet, but like I know I was like I'm gonna have to go shopping. I'm gonna figure out how to make like I'm gonna start making my own spring rolls and peanut sauce because I don't think you just need rice paper and some stuff. It's like some veggies.
I'll
Like,
take your
but
word
anyway,
for it. And
yeah,
then the other show is Who's That Turkey? We
yeah.
recorded one of those today if you were here for that, but that'll go up every Thursday is one of the shows, and then every Tuesday is Transition Tuesday where we tackle questions like this. You can email us the questions. What's the email address?
Media@thetransverse.net.
Or you can find us on the Discord. I think mine is my Discord name is just Lilith Electra. I like to keep it
Yeah,
simple.
mine's Amanda Bonanza. It's
Yeah. Send us a
straightforward.
message.
We're not hiding our identities on the Discord server. If you can get in there, it's the trans section is what it's called. You can join us there.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. Like, we're not going to be here next week because Lilith is doing her
I'll be
live
in
show. Where's her
Tampa.
live show?
Well, actually, I guess this isn't for the edited version. My live show is next week in Tampa. I'll be at the Countdown Improv Festival in Ybor City. My show is Saturday. I think it's like the 9:30 slot. I'm the last worst. I'm closing out one of the stages there for the festival, and I have no idea what I'm doing yet. It's a one person improvised show, and I just kind of like I'll press something stupid will happen on that flight down, and I'll be like, "This is the show this week.
She didn't do airplane jokes,
This
everyone.
is what yeah. What's
She's
the
going to talk
deal?
about the peanuts you get on an airplane. It's going to be great. She's
Why
going to be
don't they
standing
make
in front of a brick wall.
why don't they make the whole plane out of the black box?"
um, So we're pretty much done with the housekeeping. We
Yeah.
are gonna wrap this up pretty soon, but before we do, I want to touch on some of the comments because Dred said a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
So I want to bring that to the attention. So I'm just gonna read them.
yeah.
I'm not a parent, but if I had a trans child, the first thing I would do is love my child and let them know that I love them.
That's a
Everything
bold
else
move.
will be a journey.
That's a
I mean,
bold
isn't
move.
I'm so glad you said that, Dres, because like it boggles my mind how so many parents like I've being transgender and being gay is like the only thing that like a kid can do that like makes their parents stop loving them. Like you can like I've known parents who like had kids that like killed cats and like were just trouble kids and like had problems with the law, went in and out of prison, like hurt people. Like your kid can be a gang member, your kid, and you always like, well, I know they did this thing, but I love them anyway because they're my kid. But if you're trans, for some reason, that goes out the window, and they stop loving their children and start hating them. And I don't get it. I don't know why that's the case, but it seems to me the most easy thing to do is to love your child, and why anyone wouldn't want to give their child something that they want, or even more importantly that they need. And it isn't a need, it isn't a want thing, like
Let me
it's a
drop
need
something here for
thing.
you. So
Yeah.
when I was living in Richmond, Virginia, there's an organization there was founded by a mom who trans daughter came out to them and had no support and started a support group. And they last couple of years they did enough fundraising, became a nonprofit. But basically they have support groups for parents. And they've
Yeah,
had
they
parents
do.
show they've well no this place in particular I'm going to tell everyone about. That
Okay.
even had people who came in who were not, like your father, who, was going to die of a heart attack because of this. And it basically just like connecting with people who are going through the same thing. And I'm always say like, there's a point where like I am concerned about like it is a struggle for parents. It's not about them though, and they make
That
sure to
too.
it's not about them, but also to have that support of people who've gone through it. The organization is he she z we and it's he she z we.org. If you go there, and they do a lot of stuff online. I don't know if they do anything outside of Virginia, but I would say if you have a parent who needs support, they might be able to put them, if they can't join their online meetings, they might be able to at least put them in someone in touch with in your area, or they might have a network of people to help. But I would say, that's the thing is, I think every trans person I've talked to, part of the journey has been like finding those support people and asking for help and
It's
asking for
huge. It's
support.
huge. You need it.
And
Everyone needs it.
considering what a giga liberal ultra individualistic I am, that I would support others and help others on their journey. And you would think that if you were a right wing and communistic, because you're so much about community, you would
Yeah.
have those supports, but those aren't there. So parents might not know where to look for that support. That's a great opportunity. And then of course, there's places like PFLAG, which I think almost every state or
I think
location
yeah, P flag's
has
everywhere. I
something
know
like
it's
that.
here.
That might be a great way to support. But he, she, Z, we .org, they do support that is specific for parents of trans kids, and we should probably get them on the Transverse one Tuesday. Is that when it goes live?
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to have that. That'd be
I'll I'll,
wonderful. Yeah, we could do
I'll
that.
talk to Emily about that.
Yeah, yeah. I think that I know there's another place in Seattle that is online that anyone can access. It's called Ingersoll Gender Clinic. If you go to ingersoll.com or look that up on Google, it'll take you to their page. And they do a support group every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. And it's on Zoom. And what they do is I don't know how frequently they do it. It's been a while since I've been involved with them, but they do a splinter group called SOFA. It's an acronym. I forget what it stands for, but it has something to do with it. It's exactly this thing. It's for parents of transgender children who like are want to figure out, just have questions, and just want to talk and just figure some stuff out. Because I think I want to address this because I think this is really important to get across too, which is a lot of times, like because of the negativity and the hate that comes from the right, like the narrative can be like oh, this is you're transitioning, it's no one else's business, it's no one else's problem. It's like, and while that is the paramount hyper focus, like that is ultimately the thing, it is your decision in your life. The reality of it is it isn't easy for parents. It's a hard thing for a lot of parents, and it may, whether or not like they're not always coming from a place of hatred, but they're almost always coming from a place of ignorance. And they they need this sort of help too. And you shouldn't go hardcore like fuck you dad, fuck you mom if you can help it, but like, you got to find that balance between how much abuse you can take and how much you can like, like absorb in order to
I would
bring them
say,
over, drag them back from the dark side. Like,
if you're real and not, again,
oh, I'm not talking about that.
if you're not
Like,
a youth
I'm just
pastor
saying in
from
general.
Mankato, Minnesota, yeah, I got no help for you. But like, yeah, if your parents are like, if there's like you mentioned, there's so much misinformation out there. And a lot of times,
So
like, if
much.
you can hook up your parents with a group that provides information and from a perspective of supporting their child, all the better. And but again, at the end of the day, that's going to be their, you can't force them to go to a meeting. You can't force them to change their mind. You can just all you can do is offer the opportunity for them to expand their knowledge base, and after that's up to them. But I'm gonna let you finish. Like, we got kind of sidetracked there because I did want to
No,
mention
that's the long and the
issues.
short of it. And then they were
Okay.
commenting on other things about like, what they would do if they had a trans child and like, how they would, every parent wants to keep their kids safe. I mean, you would think, like that's the thing is like you would think that, but then parents of trans children that aren't supportive, like They literally kick them out of the house, and they watch them become homeless, and like they do terrible things. Like it's really bad. Like it's crazy because you watch this, and I just got lucky, and I have supportive parents, and like I just, but it's because I got lucky. Like I am far away in the slim minority of people that came out and didn't like get straight disowned by their parents. That happens way more often than it should. Like, and it happens a lot, and like it's just so you would think that, and this is what boggles my mind about it, because it's like
You're talking in circles again. You're
I
coming back to
know,
where you
but it's just
started.
I'm so passionate about it. Like I mean it. Like it's like you don't
But yeah,
need.
you just have to make your point and then you're done.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And I did make my point.
Good.
You should love your children, and you should want to help them, and don't be a selfish piece of shit. They're not your fucking
You
property.
got it. All right.
All right.
Thanks for joining us
Thank
today.
you for joining us on Transition Tuesday. Join us next week on Transition Tuesday. We'll see you later.
Bye.
All right. I think we are going to wrap up the Being Trans show too. Lilith, do you have anything more you want to add before we hit the kill switch?
No, I gotta take these earphones off. My head hurts.
All right, we're getting out of here. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you not next week, but and
In
not
3 weeks.
not the week after that either, because it's Ventura County Pride, something like Ventura County Pride or Camarillo Pride, something like that. It's Pride where I live, and
I live in Michigan.
I gotta be in a booth with the people and Emily and all that stuff. So I'm not gonna be here. So we're not gonna be back until I think the fourth weekend of August. So we're gonna take a
You're
2 week
looping back
break
around again.
from live streaming, and then we'll be back. I know I'm gonna.
All right.
Well, it's like because I'm thinking like advertising. I watched that marketing video,
Your marketing game is on point. I'll give
and
you
that's what
that.
I was saying, because it's like because the whole point, based on all of the commercials I've ever seen in my life, the whole point of marketing is to be irritating and bother you and kind of disturb your senses of taste.
I think the
But
real
then remember
secret,
the name of the thing that bothered you so much that when it comes up again, that you're like, oh, I'm familiar with that,
the
and
real
I'm gonna
secret,
buy it.
the real secret is having a dollar menu. And I think if the
Oh,
Transversace shop had a dollar
that's
menu,
what we do
we
need, a
get a lot
dollar
of people
menu.
in. Yeah, a dollar menu would really help
I
things
don't,
out.
I don't think that's a thing anymore, because I think a Big Mac's like $12 now.
I took out a loan last time I went to McDonald's, so I'm paying that off on installments.
You can do that. You can get pizza installments at Domino's, where you can get
Oh,
you can like buy a pizza on like fucking layaway. Like
and
it's
the worst
crazy.
pizza, a Domino's, you say?
Don't go into debt for a pizza. Just don't do it, or
If
do
you're in,
it. Honestly,
if
I'm taking that back. Go into debt and get as many debt
you
pizzas
take
as you can, and
just declare
rack up
bankruptcy,
pizza debt.
declare pizza bankruptcy.
Why is I'm sorry, we can't give you this apartment. You have too much debt in
Pizza
pizza.
debt.
You owe too much money to Domino's.
Yeah, well, I fed everyone in the park, and I live with my decision. If you're in Detroit and you feel you are close to taking out a loan for Domino's, reach out. I'll buy you a Bomberito sub. That offer's still on the table. It's always on the table. We'll go down by the river, lay out a blanket, and eat some sub sandwiches or something. So
If
that's
you're
not
in
gonna make
Ventura
that.
County, let me know. We'll hang out, catch a drink or something. Or
They could probably
definitely, if
find
you
you.
want to
They
play
could
poker,
probably
let me
find
know,
you.
and I'll play
They could
poker
probably
with you.
find you at the Ventura County Pride event in a booth
They
somewhere.
will definitely, you will
Is
definitely
that wait?
see
What
me.
kind of booth? A dunking booth
I
or a
don't
different booth?
know. Emily's doing it. It's like, yeah, it's a dunking booth. I'm gonna wear a
Okay.
clown outfit. No,
Uh,
no, can't hit me.
all right, now it's time to go.
It's gonna
We're
be great.
gone. All right, we'll see you in
For
a
a
few weeks,
second
y'all.
there, I thought I maybe had a Gandalf. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Don't you don't? I'll get a
I got
text
no
from you at like
Gandalf.
2 in the morning.
I am gonna like leave you a voice message
I look
like
forward
at
to it.
3 a.m.
I look forward to it.
All right, everybody, take care. Bye.
Bye.